Okay. Anyway, hi viewers and players. It's so nice to see you after the break from last week. Oh, this is a loud drink. Sorry, everybody. You all get to enjoy some drink mixing ASMR. Whoops. Let me make sure this is picking you all up. All right, so where were we last week? We were in the warehouse. Belongs to Faete Ellervere of Ellervere's Masterworks, the grandest tinkerer in the city, built by and for tinkerers. Also, she's the first person to create a warforged, and it was herself. She transferred her whatever soul herself into bit by bit a warforged frame. You've all found yourself in her warehouse because there were a lot of clues that were sort of pointing towards Faete being involved with everything going on with Citrone. There was a mud golem in session 0 that had a Ellervere's Masterworks stamp on it, on its core. Then there were some ashes in a pail of paperwork that was burned, and the same seal on some of the pages left behind, little tatters of pages left behind, pointed to Faete out of here. However, after successfully navigating the warehouse, getting into the warehouse, getting into Fate's office there, thanks to Feora's incredible lockpicking skills and getting in and getting into that drawer and finding the false bottom there, a journal of Fate's that seems to exonerate her from any collaboration with Citrone before their passing. It did report that, or Faete did log in said journal that there was a 10-pound sample that had been sent to her by Citrone. It's likely in this warehouse somewhere. And yeah, there's a few guards in here. In fact, I'll pull up the battle map here for players and viewers alike in a minute. So we'll get settled back in. Oh, Serena, would you like, so Dia was sort of on the lookout just so I wasn't like putting you in the
Fair.
middle of something you want to be. However, there's been plenty of time for you to sneak in. We can kind of retcon you sneaking into this office safely if you wish.
I
On the
oh god,
spot.
choice
See?
choice paralysis. Um I think if nothing is going on outside, I will go inside.
Okay. If you I'll say that there isn't too much going on. The whole city there's a lot of hustle and bustle with this celebration. Tonight's the night at midnight, 100
Mm-hmm.
years after the Sundering.
Okay.
But the whole center area of this portion of the city has been chock full of people crowding the streets like New Year's Eve and Times Square kind of capacity, because there's some huge structure that's been being built for the past 2.5 years or so by Faetre's Ellervere's Masterworks, that's going to be revealed at midnight. However, you're a few blocks, like a 2.5 blocks away from where that the packed people sort of dissipate. So it's been pretty quiet back in this portion of town.
Okay. Then yeah, I'm gonna sneak inside.
Okay. All right, so I'm actually going to put you on the board here. Let me switch over to our battle layout, and then I'll fix the name really quickly here. Oopsies. All right, bottom left is Nehru Knight. Unfortunately, Nehru won't. Well, Nehru will be here, but Nim isn't able to play tonight. Yeah, she is under the weather. So she's going to rest up. We get well soon. So I'll be running Nim. Nim, if you watch this later, I am very sorry if I roll poorly for you, but I'll do my best. Um, okay, and there we have it. Sure, why not just turn off all the things? OBS. Cool. Oh no, they're up and running. They're just not showing up. That's even better. Hmm? One moment, please. You know what I'll do? I'll switch. Oops, no, lots of wrong buttons here tonight. I'll switch you all over here. This should be nope, that's oh damn, that's that one. All right, we'll switch you all to nope. Where are you? Elgato. There. In again. Okay. On phone stuff twisting. So this is where you all are. Weird. That's messing up my brain. There we go. And for viewers, I'm gonna try and get this thing activated. There we go. Thank you for partly behaving. And one more camera to get set up, and then we'll get underway. For players, I'm going to put Dia right here in this office with everyone else before this guard had patrolled back around. So I'll kind of put you on the other side of this desk opposite Fedora. Now we're not in combat. There's nothing else like that. You've heard these two guards out here talking, and you've heard this one patrolling at the end of last session. You heard them walk around just outside the door. So we'll pick up there. Figure you're sort of looking through currently. You have that journal in your hands, finished reporting to everyone what you found. You jump in from there.
Okay, so there is something that I want to do, but it requires speaking. So I kind of want to see if the guard is going to like walk away or not first.
Okay. Sure, you wait about half a minute, an uneasy half a minute, before you hear the guard walk past the door and then retreat back in, continuing their patrol. If you give it another minute or two, you'll hear them probably about that far away. Just with your rolls from time.
Okay, so once he's like safely away from the door, still talking quietly, obviously. I'm gonna take out my tome and put it on top of the journal and just kind of look around a little bit and be like, I would kill for a cup of tea right now.
Neighbor's not here. Neighbor would feel a slight surge in magic from said tome upon that statement. Neighbor probably wouldn't say anything though.
Is this really the time to be worried about tea?
Agreed. What's
go for
going
some
on?
tea. Tea sounds really good right now. I mean, what?
I'm sorry, just couldn't help but express that. I just wanted to share.
It must be a joke. I'm very missing up on. Are we done in here? Do we need to leave?
Okay, so I kind of like turn a little bit, like not moving the journal from on top of the tome. This is my tome of Endless Steps. It's a magical book where I can put it on top of another book of sorts, book, journal, anything like that. And depending on how expansive the literature is, I can copy it into here and read it, access it at any time, so long as I have enough time for it to copy.
Clever. All right. All right.
So I just need like a couple more minutes in here. Let it do that thing. I'm nosy. I just want to see what else is in this journal.
Yeah.
Bing. It's like takes 2 minutes for the journal. It's not too long for the journal. And you can sense that it's done. You've used this book a lot, so.
Okay, so after that, I'll tuck it back in the journal back into its false bottom. Push everything back where I found it. Put away the tome. So with that, I think we're done in here. So next we need to find the sample, see if it's still in this warehouse, and if it is, it means we're gonna have to take care of the other guards in the other room.
My concern, we're not allowed to kill him. Also, I just want to point out, this is all in a whisper, but Mike,
Yeah.
we're not allowed to kill them, but if we attack them, they're going to see what we look like, and I feel like we're all pretty memorable.
Thank you, darling. Well then, I mean, I am always of the sort that bribing always works. Money has yet to fail me.
Don't want to pay anybody.
Well, I can cover it.
Oh, that's
I was
dumb.
just thinking we bum rush them, hit them with the butt of our weapons, knock them out of it.
But they could still, just thinking, what if there was a distraction? Say like a very large animal found their way stuck in the warehouse. I don't know. It's an option.
Okay. Well, wouldn't they just like kill you or kill this large animal? I did not mean to assume it's you. I did see you give a heart magic, so I assume turning into an animal is not even an issue for you.
Yeah. No, I mean, I hope they wouldn't. Like, I could do an owl and fly out if there's a window open. That may be bad.
Quick question, GM. Is this Alavir's am I saying their name right?
Mhm.
Elervir.
Mhm.
Is this her warehouse?
Yes. Mhm.
Is there any kind of in the search that you all had done previously, is there, like, if we're in her office, is there any manifesto or anything like a who has bought orders and or where's this warehouse going to be shipped to
Gotcha.
that I could look at very quickly?
There actually wasn't, which probably would have stood out to you a little bit. Warehouses typically keep a ledger like that. You do know sometimes they're taken and checked that it might be that time frame. But despite really good searches, there wasn't rolls.
No problem. So, pardon that. I've always been told that diplomacy is always a good first option because it can always be followed up with violence. Rarely can it be reversed. I might have something that could distract them while those of you who are more sneakily built look around the warehouse. I just have to go back outside the window.
Wait, is the window open still?
I climbed through it. Is that not true?
Yeah, you did. Yeah. It's
Okay.
not this room. It's outside and just
Mm.
down the hall, but it's a quick shot.
Mhm,
And it's like a secluded little hallway.
mhm.
I mean, if that's your wish, I mean, it's Mhm. Mhm.
And if it doesn't work, you could always go with the animal plan or fire. I don't know. People want to escape fires. Rarely do they want to be burned in them, but we were told specifically that
true.
we can't hurt them. Yes.
Right.
Well, we were told we can't kill them. Not that we can't
Kill
hurt them.
I have no way to knock anyone unconscious and or do non-violent bodily harm to them. One extreme or the other. I never mediate
Hmm.
or mitigate. I think mitigate was the word I'm looking for. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to hop out, see if I can distract them. And if it doesn't work, then we promote to violence.
I will caca or whatever.
Okay.
Sin, we need like a signal, maybe? Or are you just gonna yell like run, help? What is our we need a safe word or a fight word. That's what I meant.
An unsafe or the opposite.
An unsafe word.
Unsafe word. Oh,
What is our
goodness.
cue to back you up?
Normally I just scream help. Uh goodness, but if we want like a jazzy word to know when things are going poorly, what's a good one that I would not say in casual conversation?
Pineapple.
Pineapple? Yes.
Yep. Pineapple is always a safe,
Mhm.
unsafe word to
Good,
use.
safe, unword. All right. Pineapple it is. And
Okay.
then up and out I go.
Okay. Make a quick stealth check for me if you would. So you'll be stepping into this hallway and coming
Mhm.
down here to this room to
Mhm.
leave if you're going out the same way.
Okay. All right.
However, I'll add there is a window here in this room if you wanted to try and open it from the inside and sneak out of this room.
I think I would rather do that.
Okay. I just looked at right, there's a window in here. Easy enough to unlock and open a window. So no rolls.
Yes.
You
Aha!
yeah. And you're low enough to the ground, it's easy to step outside and
Mhm. Okay. Great. So I am going, and you let me know if this is true or not.
Mhm.
Oh God, what did I do? View. Go back. Because of my background,
Mhm.
I do own fine clothes, and because of my class, I can't wear armor. So, can it be reasonable that I am wearing that
Sure,
instead of like travel clothes or anything? Okay,
absolutely.
excellent. Great. Then I am going to go around where the front of the warehouse is, and like if there's a door, I will knock. If there isn't, I will loudly proclaim myself.
There's a double set of doors. Well, it's open on this map. It's of course closed in game. And yeah, you give a knock at the door, respectful rap at the door,
Mhm.
and little slat opens up. You see a woman peer through, perhaps Elvin. Great. Fair eve to you.
Good.
Are you
Yes.
lost?
I am not. I give pleasant evenings to you, and I apologize for the late hour, but I'm here in representing of House Halcyon. There is a set of goods that I am to be expecting to be delivered to Southern Belmont, and I'm here to inspect the goods and ensure they be delivered properly. And I will pull out my signet ring.
Ooh, okay. Given the hour, make a persuasion check with advantage because you have
Okay.
that.
All right.
Mhm. That definitely will give you a shot at this.
Okay, so that's a natural 18 plus 5.
Okay. Oh, you know what? They can't
It's 23.
beat that. They can't even if they roll a
Yes.
20. So um uh, right. Certainly. You're not just a moment. And they close the slat. Open up the door. And you know, some snow and wind gust in.
Oh, God.
Come on in.
Excellent.
Right.
Mhm.
You're not out for the celebration tonight.
Well, unfortunately, I am stuck doing logistics before I'm allowed to go out for the festivities. You, of course, understand.
I right. Well, do you have a lot number or
Yes. Let's see. Full confidence. If I could see if this is be allowed based on how this warehouse is structured. Can I make an educated guess, or can I just say a random number?
you can give it a shot and roll a deception check.
No problem.
I
So let's
think that'd be
see.
the best way to.
Mhm. Okay. That is a deception. Where's my deception? Alphabetical order, Serena. All right. So that is a 14.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you give B23 or whatever like. Right. All right. Right this way. They rolled so poorly. Sure. Come along then, and they're gonna take you. So you begin navigating around some of these larger stacks of crates and barrels, and they're loosely. I mean, they're organized pretty well, but it's not your typical system. Thankfully, your B23 seems to be a legitimate thing, and guard was just expecting to be on guard duty. These aren't really the folks that usually do this sort of thing.
Absolutely.
So you step through this room here. I'm so sorry. Now I'm showing you the map, and I've got my face up for the interaction. Let me put that back on. Okay. Why is it? Let's zoom back in here. So, you're being guided from the front door through here, and towards this back wall opposite the front door. As you walk in here, you hear and see these two guards, a tiefling and a Goliath, it looks like, at a table in the far corner. And they're both sitting down and chatting, weapons leaned up against the table. And this person brings you back here to these crates.
Oh, wonderful. As I'm like, it's like, can we get these opened up? Is it just the three of you this evening? How are you all? As just talking, I pretending to be a noble person. I'm allowed to be where I am, so there's no reason for me to whisper full voice and volume, so also maybe others can hear.
They do. The rest of you hear.
Three of you! Wow!
The two at the table look over the Goliath. Right, it's just the three of us. That's all that's needed, I suppose. The tiefling. Oh, what brings you out here this late at night?
Work like anything else. Otherwise, I'd be
Right.
down at the square drinking my hours away. Or I mean, are they playing cards or anything, or are they just
They seem to be. They have a little game of dragon chess out.
okay. I am proficient in that. It's like, okay, so as I'm like looking through the box, pretending to look through these boxes and stuff.
Yeah, she starts opening them up as you're talking to them.
Oh yes, so like, is that dragon chess I see?
Hey, you a fan?
Oh, absolutely. You have to be when you're working with a bunch of pompous, over the top nobles who don't work as hard as we do. You have to get good at the games they play and sometimes let them pretend they're winning. I haven't had, a decent challenge in some time. I mean,
Would you care for a game?
I would love a game.
All right, maybe I can beat the winner here. We're about wrapped up.
Excellent, excellent. As I'm checking through, very nice.
Nice. So I'll check in quickly as
Mhm.
everyone else in the room in the office here. You hear this? You can. I mean, it's pretty. It's quiet enough where sounds traveling through the walls. And of course, Dia is purposely projecting. So you can hear 3 guards, this and that. What would does anyone want to do anything in the office as this goes on?
I'd like to move out like into the hallway. It seems like there's a little spot to kind of tuck yourself in. Is there?
So here is a spot around the corner, but you'll be, you know,
We can't really see it.
like this person might catch you. If you're stealthy, you can get around here, and it's very out of sight. But because this hallway is kind of in line of sight with, oh, I'm so sorry. I went back to roleplay mode. I DM. I swear, I know how to do this. Jeez, because this hallway here is line of sight with this baddie. They might catch you. They're kind of busy. They pried open that box, and they're just like keeping an eye on, over Dia, so they can close it back up when she's done. So you could cross this hallway. This is a really good hiding spot. You just have to be extra stealthy. So you could try it.
I'll take those odds.
Okay. Roll a stealth check.
This is on me for not remembering. Who did I give emboldening bond to last time? Was it Nehru and Ladrin?
I don't think it was me.
I think it was Feora and.
Okay, so
Nehru.
then you have a D4, but if it's not been 10 minutes since we entered.
No. Probably 8 minutes or so.
Yeah, I was about to say we're probably getting close, but you have another D4.
21.
21.
Nice. All right. Well, that'll be their passive perception because they're not trying to look. Which, okay. You sneak out and you see that woman's eyes, the guard's eyes, just on like what Dee is doing in the box and such, as you slip over here into the darkness. Now, it's fairly dark in this corner. There is a torchlight here, so you're a little bit visible. These two people, like, again, it could be as you get here, now you see that these folks are a little bit in line of sight. But again, you've got a 21 stealth. All right, let me see. All right, yeah, just that one. Cool. Sorry. Just the whole app. I will very quickly close that out. Put this back on me so you don't have to look at the Elgato thing. And try that app again. So it'll be up on Twitch too, if that's helpful. I know it's not quite the same, but while it loads up, if that's helpful, you might see where diagonally at the table, those two might. That should fix it. Okay, might be able to see, but only if probably only if they're looking, because you have a 21. Yeah, they're not actively looking, so they don't seem to notice you currently. Is there anything you'd like to do now that you're there, Feor?
No, I just want there to be there ready if anything goes wrong.
Okay. Tuna and Ladrin, anything?
I'm probably just listening for the safe word.
I think so too.
I feel like I'm by the door, like back up against it, ready to just bust out if I need to. But
Nice.
Same.
I'm so sorry that this keeps locking up for players. I will try and get that to behave while we're playing, but you might have to use the unfortunately the like Twitch in the meantime.
Mm.
Oh my goodness. So if you were here, Tuna, you're ready to bust down the door if needed. Ladrin, did you have anything?
No, I'm waiting in anticipation for the safe word.
Okay, the unsafe, yeah.
The safe, unsafe word.
I think I'm just gonna have Nehru also be in there. We're like waiting with you two, ready to go if need be.
Mhm.
Okay, all right. So back to Dia then.
Mhm.
The Tiefling loses. The Goliath wins this round. And also, the Tiefling goes up and over towards you.
Mhm.
You well lost this round, but you're in good hands with him.
Oh, excellent. Well, then everything. Is there any chance that I can do like a check? Because you said we were supposed to be looking for samples. Is there any way that I could check to see if it might be somewhere in this box?
Sure, yeah. Make an
Maybe.
investigation check as you're going through.
Okay.
Pretty low DC because you have access to everything in the box. It's
Mhm.
not
Okay. It's not great, so I'm debating whether or not using my inspiration dice.
it's a really low DC to find out what's in here,
Okay,
'cause
then
you
we'll see what
have
it is.
all the
Is
time.
it lower than 8?
It is. It's 5.
Oh,
Yeah.
snap! Yes.
It's a box full of linens, effectively. A bunch of
Okay.
different materials and linens. And I mean, some of them are really nice quality. Some are, rough and rugged. But yeah, unfortunately, nothing with the crystal.
All right, no problem. So, it's like excellent. I'm happy to play the winner. This all looks fantastic. Thank you so much.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Go ahead and enjoy yourself. Nothing like being stuck working on nights like this. So suit
I
yourself,
fully
have some fun.
understand.
I'll steal this up for you.
Thank you. And
She
then,
gets to work.
yeah.
The Goliath kind of leans back and, oh, right, pull up a seat. You fond of the drink?
Of course I am.
Right. And there's a couple empty like tin mugs, and I'll push one over.
Yeah, it's like,
fill up
are
some
all
ale.
of you drinking?
Oh no, that's it's just been me so far.
Oh, come now. Here we are. I mean, you'll have to pardon me for wanting to be a bit irresponsible, but while everyone else is having a fantastic time, we're here all working. We should all just have a little bit to drink. Come on.
I've been trying to get them to drink all night, but they don't have the same constitution I do, so plus Master Elevator's fairly fussy about it usually, but I was thinking the same as you. Might be stuck here. Oh, where's some little? He's got a little mini cask of like his own. It's smooth ale. You'll like it.
Thank you. Yeah, and I'll turn to the other. I mean, is there anything that I can do to convince you all to join us in a drink?
The female guard finishes up. No, Mom. Appreciate it. I'll be doing plenty of drinking when my shift ends. We're not through all the way till the morning. I've got another few hours. So should get some celebration time in. Looking to start it with a clear head and a job.
Fair enough.
And the
Right.
Oh, actually, the tiefling would have, after like, chatting with you briefly, would have gone out about a patrol.
Okay.
Just around
Fine.
the corner.
We'll let the two serious ones get to work, and I'll see if I can beat you at this game.
All right. Well, yeah. So if you want to do a, I mean, I think it would be. You could either do. I feel like it would be an intelligence roll because I mean, it's
That's fair.
chess.
Yeah.
So we'll say that the game ensues. Let me know what your first intelligence roll is.
No problem. So I do get my proficiency bonus because I'm proficient in Dragon Chess, correct?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay. So, uh, 12.
It's a stalemate. So, all right,
Ah!
so the game begins. You end up with a stalemate,
Mhm.
and I won't make you get stuck in rolls for the
No
whole
problem.
game. You
I'm
can
just
kind of go
hoping
back and
to.
forth.
I'm just hoping to try to. If people are on a job, someone who's not supposed to be here, I'm hoping they're at least keeping me in line of sight to give people some wiggle room to
Mm.
like go and search things.
Mhm. You'll probably as you sat down to play, you
Mhm.
probably would have noticed. All right, see if it's working. Sorry. Well, if you can see on Twitch, they're sort of stuck in this hallway because in order for them to go search anywhere, they have to come out into this big room that you're in.
Got it.
There is a stairway upstairs. It looked like, but it was in that very first room you came in on the other side by where you came in the front doors, the back right of that first room.
Okay.
But they're kind of stuck in there. You'll notice.
Alrighty. So bear with me. So I know magic is a thing in this world. Can I like pretend to like suddenly get a headache and be like, yes, I hear you. Like I'm getting a psychic message.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, you can pretend to get a yeah. Oh, I see. Gotcha. Yeah,
mm.
like your friend calling you out of a date. Yeah. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Of
Absolutely.
course. Of course, madam. I'm so sorry.
Hmm.
The boss can't leave you alone, even drunk. Based on what this might be another role, like this might be a multi-part role. Is there any way that I could tell from the way they organized what box could like what could be stored up, what fake lot number I can make up to what could be upstairs? Like how they're
Ooh,
how
jeez.
they're organizing the
Yeah, like
like
the
how they're organizing the boxes, just to get here. Let me settle it this way. My goal is to get them away from the door so people can come out and search.
yeah, I mean you could try and guess and do like another deception check. But I will
Mm-hmm.
say that while B23 worked, you did notice as you came in, it's not the traditional, it's not
Yeah.
like alphabetical, and it's in these
Mm-hmm.
like a small square here, another little square here, some along the back wall. It's a little bit, you know, out of the normal warehouse
Yeah.
stacking. You could certainly try
Okay.
it, but you know you'd be
Yeah.
gambling at that point.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, no problem. I will just call out. I'll just say, oh, okay. I can't quite. All right. So I need to look for lot F13. Is that here or you know? The size of the box it's and I try to like I'm basically trying to make it a full confidence like I'm so sorry
Mm.
but
Make a fresh deception check.
okay,
And the DC gets a little higher each time.
no
And so,
problem, makes sense. Multiple lies can't stack. So we'll see here, come on.
sort of scratches his head.
Okay, so 21, 22, 23 again.
Okay, right. You notice a moment's pause this time. Kind of
Mm-hmm.
glance at the female guard.
Mm-hmm.
Before I looks over at her. I suppose we could take a look. Sure. I'm sorry to hear your boss is being so um demanding so late at night and it's a bloody celebration.
Mm-hmm.
But sure, right, work calls, doesn't it? Right this way and
Mm-hmm.
step up. You know, he's sort of a towering figure, being a Goliath,
Yeah,
maybe 8 feet, little right. Lead you across. Where is this working now? Yay!
I see it, yeah.
Okay, he leads you across. Let's see, F here next to the
Oh, thank God, it's the furthest away.
one. This guard is the tieflings up by the front door. You
Mhm.
and the Goliath are there.
Mhm.
She is going to actually take a minute and sit over here now
Damn
that you're both up.
it.
I'm sorry. Yeah, like I mean,
It's
her
cool.
back is.
They're professionals.
Mm,
I
mm,
understand.
mm. Yeah, so he just kind of grabs the lid and pulls the nails pull out.
With his bare
He just
hands.
grabs it with his hand and pulls the lid up. Right, well there you
Awesome.
are. Let me know if you need a
Oh.
hand. So I have to watch and all.
I
Um,
I mean, I don't mind you watching. Please.
I'm just kind
Hmm.
of standing still
So,
here.
yeah, and I don't have to roll the whole thing, but I'm definitely just keeping him occupied while I'm like looking through here. What's in here?
This is actually a crate with several stacks, like inserted crates you can pull out. They have little like cup separators, and it's a bunch of uh, possibly healing potions. It's a red liquid
Hmm.
in each, but it's sort of like a
Oh, good.
dusty red.
Something to inspect slowly.
Yeah, yeah, nice,
Like
nice. Mm,
mm,
mm.
good sloshing.
Nice. Gook. Yes, yeah. Awesome. So you keep him pretty occupied there. No
Mhm.
sign of the crystal, I'll add, because again, it's really easy.
Understood.
Hey, I'll jump back over to everyone else. Feora, you at least see Dia's like desperate attempts to get people away as much as she can. You also see this guard here. You're just across the hall from the people in the office in case you need to report anything. I'm gonna jump to you because you're sort of the middle person.
I think I'm gonna go back to the office and talk to them because I'm a little uneasy about trying to go right behind this guard that's at the table.
You sneak back in with that stealth check from before, easy.
All right, so she's got one guard across the room, but there's another one at the table where they were at before. The one over with Dia is pretty occupied, but the one at the table, it's just they're just kind of at the table. What do you guys think we should do?
I mean, distraction, right?
Do we need a distraction? Can I do something now?
I mean, if we could get that one away from the table and get them somewhere else, we could probably.
I'm thinking. Don't want to cause like. Wait.
Because I can still detect magic for a few minutes. I don't have long left, but if I can get close enough, I can see which box it's in.
I mean, my offer still stands to become a trapped animal in a warehouse, or I can start a very, very tiny fire. Whichever you would like for me to do.
Adrian, we talked about the fires.
I
It
said,
can't be the solution to everything.
I said small, okay? Small.
Maybe we should
And I
start with
appreciate
the
the restraint, but it is a
Yeah.
warehouse. There are crates everywhere.
animal. Yeah, there's like a lot of wood in here.
It was just gonna be the table.
That's sitting on a wooden floor, but I appreciate the enthusiasm.
No, there's I'm assuming fireworks outside. Fireworks are hazards. Well, I don't know why they still do fireworks anywhere. They are deadly and they have hazards. One of them just flew overboard. Listen.
You know,
But it's I understand. It's fine. Um yeah, let's see. I am really good at a lot of things, like a snake or a really giant owl because they're really pretty. I could be also like a giant spider. That'd be fun. Oh, that'd be so much fun. Like scare the shit out of them. Or you have like your little tiny rats or your little tiny badgers, wolf, I mean, I could do. Which do we need? A flying, a scary, or a ground?
I think we wanted it to be something big enough where it's like, hey, why is that in a warehouse? Like something like a rat probably won't elicit the response that we're looking for.
I mean, giant rat.
How big of a rat? Or like, how big of a rat are we talking?
It says giant. I'm assuming giant.
It's a
That's
height that's
gross.
bigger than 12 feet.
That's disgusting.
Mhm.
I'm fine if
I-
we go.
It
the
says small
animal
beast,
route.
but sorry, what?
I'm fine with going the animal route. I just want to make sure that we're also prepared to use some non-lethal force. Just in case, because they're kind of stretched across, chances are that they're gonna see us in the middle, especially with an animal. I feel like one's gonna react to the animal on one side, and then the other side is gonna be like, hey, what's that over there? And it's us. It's us over there.
I'm gonna ask a quick question, just from a DM thing. I just realized. Dia, may I ask what the highest level spell you can cast currently is?
If we are, I don't know if we've leveled up at all, but
Mm-mm.
No.
first level. Okay, then it's
First
first level.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So any cantrips you use currently,
Mm-hmm.
this will scale with level. You can use non-lethal force with. You'll know how to
Oh,
snuff it out
okay.
or stop the effects before it runs them through.
Got it.
That's all. Sorry. Thank you.
Thank you.
I can also have like weeds and vines sprout up to. I don't know if that'll work either.
Tiefling
I can
guard
do
is
other
patrolling
things
back.
besides light up things on fire.
I mean, I think you're perfectly capable. So
It depends on what you want. I could make it very hard to get through if we to go the weeds and the vine route. I can make it very smoky in here with fire, which we don't necessarily want to do, or I can do a distraction with an animal. I don't think Gregory's going to want to do that part, but I can totally like.
Dia is running out of bottles to inspect as well.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think something big and weird to be in a warehouse.
All right, cool. And she turns into, she steps out of the room, I guess, to have more
Okay.
space.
Mm-hmm.
And I am now a giant owl. I'm very large.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't belong in a warehouse. Okay. You step out, and as the three of you watch Ladrin step outside, form shifts. Coming from below the cloak, feathers start pressing out, and her cloak is swallowed in them, and her frame swells up beyond the door jamb, the door casing there. And indeed, you kind of see her look down, and her head twists like an owl to look back in the office. Yeah. She's ready to do whatever. I'll put you in the lead then, Ladrin. What would you like to do?
Is I'm now acting like a scared, trapped animal, and I'm gonna fly around causing chaos
Mhm.
and trying to find a way out.
Nice. Add just as a technicality, you can't do flying creatures. You can't do the flying aspect of creatures yet. I think it's
I
around level
can't.
8. Yeah. But you can be the big owl. You just won't be able to fly, and you can still cause plenty of havoc.
Cool. Cool.
Okay. What does that look like, Ladrin?
Um,
What does a
it
frantic,
is-
scared owl look like? Yeah. Okay. That that's going to affect the DC. Thank you. So you come out here. I'm going to keep you in this form because I don't have a giant owl. And this guard like leaps off the stool so quickly she knocks it over behind her. What in the? What? Right, yeah. She starts calling, her friends like,
I have a
There. It's all right. I'm begging. Um, so she's trying to calm you down. Dia, you see this, of
Uh-huh.
course. You see the gentleman that you're with also turn at the other guard, calling like, "What? What? Stay here." And leaves your side to start coming
Well,
over.
Let's not hurt it. Let's just lead it out toward the front door. Maybe it'll fly away.
He's
It has an injured wing of that.
and the tiefling's right here around the corner, so they're gonna come up too. They're gonna follow the first guard's lead, which was to try and calm you. Sorry, Biggin, you don't. How did they get in here? Says to the guards. There. Do you still act frantic? Do you play along? What do you do?
Oh, I'm like pushing boxes for like at least
Okay.
30 seconds. But not like all the boxes. It's just
Okay.
like 2 that are in my immediate vicinity.
Okay, you knock a couple boxes over, and the tiefling's like, we can try. We can try and get it outside, but if we can't have it breaking anything else. If it,
It's yes, let's just just slowly corner it toward this big open door on the other side here.
so you sort of follow up a bit, like trying to guide them.
Mhm.
Like, okay. So, Latron, what do you do as they're kind of you see them trying to start like, there, let's walk that way. Oh, and this guard will walk around to try and like, well, I guess the tiefling will so, right this way. Come on out. Easy does it. Watch your boxes.
What is she doing? She's still gonna look visibly like she's a scared, trapped animal,
Mhm.
but like go towards them, but then like turn around and like
Mhm.
try to, I guess, go where they want her to go.
You're scaring it. Move back.
Right this way.
So it
this
has a way
way.
to go. Mhm.
All right, so there. I'm gonna move you like at least this far, Latron. Tiefling is trying to guide you as a giant owl. The other 2 are following up.
Go up. Yes.
Do you continue through?
I'm like, I'm like, oh!
Okay. Do you continue all the way outside?
Very slowly, yes.
Okay. So,
Like looking around like an owl does, but and then like hop, hop, hop.
all right, so you get to just outside. The tiefling's still sort of this way. The other 2 now closely behind you inside the warehouse, but like, there, and you're outside. So I'm gonna check in with everyone. What do y'all want to do? Because Dia, you're kind of watching this.
Yeah, I'm going to leave the investigations to everyone else. I have no way to help here with
Nice.
that one. Just so also they don't.
I am quietly sprinting for the stairs.
Okay, so the stairs are here.
Yes.
So
I feel like I'm doing like as quiet as I and like peeking behind the boxes and like stopping and then
Okay.
kind of like going a little bit more than stopping. And...
We'll get you about that close. I'll
Cool.
say that Nehru's doing probably the same and around the corner. Feyor, are you going as well?
Nehru did like a magic check earlier, right, to try and see if they could detect anything. Did
I
they
think
detect
Tuna
anything?
did. Tuna has
yeah, I
that
have detect magic up. So I can see through walls. So if I'm under it now, I should be able to see it. Because I know it wasn't in the other half.
Right, yeah. As you walk around this back area, Tuna, you don't sense it anything down here that's setting off magic. However, probably when you were about here, is this map still working? Okay. Above you, on the floor above, a very strong sense of magic pings off.
Okay. Let me read because I don't want to be. Yeah, I want to. If I'm where I'm still not within 30 feet of it once I move all the way across, am I?
5, 10, 15, 20, and 10 feet up. Yeah. I mean, when you're on the stairs, no, but like here around the corner where you're sort of hiding behind boxes, you're still like on the edge.
Okay. I want to kind of take a second
Mhm.
to kind of focus in on it because I can use my action to see a faint aura,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and the spell can penetrate barriers
Right. Mm-hmm.
as long as it is not 3 feet of wood
It is
or
not. Yeah.
stone or anything like that. So I want to
Mm.
see where it is, basically, what it is, where it is,
Okay.
if I can.
So you get like a faint glow you can see kind of almost glowing through the ceiling, right? It's up
Okay.
above. You can almost see like an outline of a crate. It's in something. Actually, I guess you can't tell like what it's in or anything, but it's up there. Um, maybe just a couple of feet off the floor upstairs. So probably
Okay.
packaged in something.
Basically, I'm just trying to pinpoint the location more because the spell does not have long left. So that's all
Okay.
that was,
Yeah, like
was me trying to kind of get a better, like
gotcha.
once we get up there, we won't be fumbling through crates. I'll kind of know probably general idea of which one it would be if there's like a stack.
Okay. Nice.
Okay, cool.
Right.
I'd say for my movement then, I'd probably kind of, follow after them and just kind of look at Tuna for kind of like signals as to like if they're getting anything.
Frantically pointing.
Yeah, you see.
Okay, cool. Because like I don't want to miss anything down here if it was down here, but if they're feeling it upstairs, then I'll just kind of continue with trying to sneak over there.
Okay. May I please have the three of you roll a stealth check? Roll for Nehru here. Oh. Okay. We have 16 for Nehru. Feora.
17.
Okay. And Tuna?
22.
Not a 5 or whatever.
I know, it's never. I rolled a 19 for that one.
Okay. All right, that beats so Tuna, you sneak up kind of you're behind you. Oh, that's take a step to the side. So Tuna can sneak around these boxes and head up the stairs. I'm gonna put you here. You're on your way up the steps. All right. I'm so sorry. Neighbor had a 16 and Feora you had
17.
Okay, I'm gonna make so two of them would normally passively perceive you, however, they're occupied. So I'm gonna make them roll instead of using their passive perception. Okay. Nehru also kind of sneaks behind Dia. And as she's passing this crate, her wing flips an item that falls off. Think, think.
I don't think it would be the wing because she had actually tucked them away. at the
Oh,
beginning.
okay. All right.
Also,
thank
it
you.
may be too late at this
No,
point, but
she's.
she also still has the D4 that she can add if
Let's
that
add
would
that.
matter.
Okay. Actually, I guess I should ask just in case it ends up making a difference. If you want to use your extra D4 from Tuna, Feora, I think she just has it until it runs out,
Yep.
right?
Well, technically it says 10 minutes or until you use the ability again, but I'm assuming that means if you use it before the 10 minutes is up.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
I did use it for my investigation.
you can use
Can
it
I still
again.
use it?
Mhm.
Okay.
it is
And it's a
once per
D4?
turn. It's
Mhm.
stupid.
And it's a 4.
Okay. I guess. Yeah. Okay. So you start making it stealthily by. I'm going to put you in front of poor Nim. Nim rolled a 1. She does have DM inspiration tonight. I'm gonna re-roll that because she's the only one that would get caught. So let's just let her roll d6 tonight. I mean, she only needs like 2. She got a 6. As with cat-like reflexes, she catches the item she knocked over with the scabbard of her like Sets it back on top. Great. So I guess my question is now going to go to, as the three of you make it up, you're heading up the stairs. At the top, there's a bunch of crates lined along the left-hand side, so you can't see into the room yet. You've got to get to the top of the stairs, walk maybe 10 feet or so, and then you'll be able to turn left into the room. But while you are going up the stairs, what does Dia want to do? Because you could probably sink up the stairs, or you're over here with Ladrin as an owl. Oh, you're muted.
I was gonna say, I had established myself as a person who came in here. I think me leaving would just make it more difficult for everyone. Me disappearing suddenly would make it
Oh.
more difficult for everyone else.
Okay.
So I think I will follow the owl. Well, I'll wait for them to dismiss the owl, and then I'll be like, this giant just is like, thank you. So I'm going to get out of your I'm just going to dismiss myself. Thank you so much for your help for the evening, giant birds. Thank you so much for your time. Just remove myself.
Hey, we'll have a good night. Imagine I can't get much more of info than that. Because these two are still inside, they just sort of like step aside and let you. The owl's like in. Ladrin, what's the owl doing in the street? What's it look like?
Staring back at the people like
You're able to get out there.
Yeah.
and
The
just like
guards.
hopping around to like the side of the warehouse, I guess.
Okay.
Like ooh.
Over here, do you follow her?
Mm, yeah. Yeah, I'll have to, yeah, I'll have to follow.
The last thing you see is like the tiefling like closing the doors, like watching the owl like
Crazy. What a night.
Well, upstairs, Tuna, so you left the range of the magic spell just for a bit, but as you're elevating to the second level, 30 feet isn't a problem anymore. It comes back into range, but you feel it moving. Can I have a quick perception check from Tuna, Feora, and Nero? Tuna, what'd you get?
30-20.
Okay, Feora.
19.
Oh, very nice. Oh, I've got to quickly retcon something because it was so fun and I got so wrapped up that I forgot. One thing that you noticed, Tuna, back downstairs as you were traversing this hallway here, in sort of like a small, like, here's where the people relax, like a water cooler kind of area, right? There are some posters up on the wall. This is for kind of for Tuna and Nero. Of like, celebrity kind of things. First, there's one of Vilnoa the Mystic, who's like a super badass pirate. They're known as a pirate and a scholar. They're devastatingly powerful with magic. It nearly is adept with a dagger. And they have a raven that frequents their presence. So like the poster is like this beautiful fantasy style drawing with the raven on their shoulder. Another poster is like a trailer art basically like for a movie but it's of one of Nehru's performance at Stock Hall last month here in the city, and it's a glammed up like beautiful illustration of Nehru playing away. And the third one is just because there's a couple of pirate fans here. There's Pirate Calgoria. Every pirate respects Calgoria. She runs with they run with a very small crew. This is so Tuna, this stuff, and it's also for viewers. For other folks, it depends on if you are in tune with pirates. But yeah, they're successful in even the most dangerous undertaking. Yep, they're tiefling with purple skin. They're said to be blind and use an otherworldly sense. They have like a tattered black cloth across their eyes, and a whip and firearm hip. And it's again very like dramatic illustration. of them in the front of a ship and high sea commanding. So just some fun posterage on the wall as you went by.
I feel like when Tuna goes past, it's kind of like that cartoon thing where they like run past, but their head is like kind of staying back a little bit.
Nice.
Just like, hell yeah.
Some fans in here. Okie doke. Sorry. Thanks. Okay, let's see. Ah, yes. For everyone upstairs with those perception rolls. While things were relatively quiet as you're walking up the stairs, as you sense that moving, and you round the corner, you meet eyes with a person that was walking away from you. As they catch a glance with you, they run and leap out of the window on the other side of this second story. Looks like oh, good.
Does the crystal go with them?
You definitely sense that crystal going with it. There's a number of overturned and opened up crates up here. And they leap through that window. Humanoid frame. Tough to make out the face. But they bolt. You are welcome to give chase if you want, which is a fun mechanic I love to use in D&D. So if you wish, you all successfully bypassed any combat in here. So kudos to Dia and everyone navigating that. You all did a great job. If you want to transition this into a chase, there's some mechanics to it. Let me know, but they're on the run.
Did they hop out near Dia and Ladrin? She's still in Alpha.
You can see them.
Unfortunately, they hopped out over here. So you're across the room. They hustled and they leapt out from here. But there's a window right here. If you wanted to shout down to them, they're right here. They're about the same distance as you. They could run, across the front of the building and around.
I'm really fast as an owl on foot.
That sounds like such a scary.
that bird dash that they do before they take off.
Yeah,
it's so cute.
God, that's terrifying.
Would
Like, I
people
could-
inside the warehouse, would we know where Ladrin and Dia are?
Yeah, I mean, you saw them sort of like making their way out the front exit.
Making their way.
So could I open up the window like near to us, kind of
Yes.
like slam it open,
Yeah.
stick my head out, scream pineapple across the building, run,
Okay, gonna full bolt.
and then also try and chase after them, like cut through the building and chase after them myself.
Okay, so I'm gonna get you all started. I don't know if you can still see on the. Well, you all back up here real quick. See how you. So we're gonna transition away from a map, but around the same time, with all of you like running through here and out the window, down a story, it's about the same time it takes for Latrin in giant owl form and Dia to catch up. Are you staying in giant owl form?
Well, I looked at it. It's like a 5-foot movement for owls. They're not flying, so she's gonna like go back into her normal like. I can't like just hop like 5-foot squares.
Determined
like,
height.
Okay, so there's a few
She's back.
mechanics for chase because I've sort of built this out myself. So please bear with me. Please ask any questions because I know it's not, anytime learning new rules to something, it's extra. So this person, having leapt and run as you all navigated the rest of this, has about a 90-foot lead through the streets of the city. We're gonna go ahead and roll initiative for everyone, please, because it will be turn-based. Okay, let me go around here. Tuna, what did you get?
Another dirty 20. You can look at my rolls in D&D Beyond. I swear.
You're good. That's amazing. Yeah.
I
Look,
saw
you're doing
that
it.
and I thought that was mine. I was like,
Oh no.
and then I saw mine. I was like, wait.
Aw.
So sorry.
I figure with all the 5s and stuff you got last session, you're due several 20s.
Oh,
Feora, what you got?
If I can math correctly, I got 12.
Okay. And Ladrin?
She was too busy trying to like get back into her normal form that she tripped a little bit and she rolled a 7.
Oh, okay.
So
Not terrible.
she was thrown off by the fact that can't fly yet.
Flap, oh, flap. Yeah. Dia, how about you?
I got a 9.
Okay.
Yay.
All right. Good. He's, all right, let me roll Nehru's here. Initiative. Click. She got a 4. I rolled a 1. I'm so sorry, Nehru. No. Oopsies. Okay. And our thief. Oh, they rolled a 2 for a 5.
Haha.
Oh.
Slipped on a roof tile.
Yeah. They ran into a cabbage cart. And
My
was it?
cabbage!
Awesome. I knew I was in the right group. Yeah. Okay, so they have a 90-foot lead. It operates an initiative. There are only 2 things allowed each turn. There's an action, a 1 action, and 1 movement. So you can, of course, as an action, you can dash. But there's no bonus actions, no other things. It's just your movement and 1 action. Now, dashing, you can dash freely 3 times, plus your Constitution modifier, which was why I was looking at everyone's cons. Just you don't have to worry about that for later. Things. What was he doing that for? After that, every time you dash, you take a point of exhaustion. So you can still do it, but there's a cost after a bit. Yeah, so you have movement and 1 action. So potentially you can set action to dash up to 3 plus your I have it all written down here who has what in case you I'll just tick it off and let you know so you don't have to worry about that. And then there's some other stuff that comes into play each round. So I'll leave that as a surprise. So Tuna, you're first. They've got a 90-foot lead. What do you want to do?
I just want to dash as fast as I can. Just trying to get within 30 feet because I have a plan. A stupid plan.
Okay. I love it. So you use your movement, which is 30 feet. And then and then your dash, which is another 30 feet. So you're at 60 feet currently. So you're 30 feet away from them currently at the end of your turn.
And the dash is my action, right?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I'm understanding that. Okay, cool. Got it.
And you will go from let's see, where you Tuna 4 dashes down to 3 dashes without taking anything. I'll make a little side note, I think, for each character. Dash. We've got 3 left. Okay. Feora, what would you like to do for your turn?
Also dash after them.
Okay. I'm going to get our favorite. Oh, where is it? Here it is. Because this is fun, obviously, right? But nothing hits the way doing the same thing with some battle music hits. So I'm just going to put that in Zoom for you all and play it for our viewers, because that always kicks things up a bit. Yeah. I love this place too. Okay. So, my gosh, yeah, I'm already hyped up now. Fair, you're doing the same thing. You get 60 feet of movement as well by the end of your turn. And you now have, there you are, you have 3 dashes left as well. Before taking on, you know, exhaustion. Sorry, the music was way too loud on my side. So distracted. Okay, so let me also set the scene as we switch over to Dia. You all kind of run from your different ways. The 3 of you running through around boxes and all these spilled over cards. You know this individual has this crystal that has so much potential for good or bad. It could be so dangerous. It's 10 pounds of this crystal they're carting away with them. Like, it's the whole thing. The 3 of you, one after another, leap from the 2nd-story window down and tumble onto the street carefully. Just as you see Adrian and Dia sprinted at you. You two heard they were lean out the window. Pineapple! Other side of the room. Breathe, sucking in the cold night's air to race over there, and as you round the corner, you see the last of them run down to the, fall down to the street, and they point, and you all look 90 feet away, ducking in and out with some crowds up there, up ahead. This individual, it's going to be so easy to lose them if they, reach the crowds and they're running through the city. They stay ahead. All together, the 5 of you race, your feet pounding the cobblestone to chase after. So with that, we'll go to Dia. What would you like to do?
Okay. Oh. All right. So. I'm gonna see if this is too cheeky. I can form dancing lights into the form of a humanoid shape. Is there any way it's 120 feet? Is there any way I can summon it to look like a humanoid form to like misguide? Basically, use my action to kind of veer the would-be thief away from the crowd, like kind of like start to hurt them, or is that like is that beyond the extent of my
shot?
Yeah, that's what I will attempt.
Okay. You run your 30 feet, and that gives you plenty of room to cast this. You form the 4 wisping lights form together into a humanoid running, and as you watch, let's do a kind of trying to distract them. Let's go with a you can do either a performance check to be really humanoid-like and such, or you can do a deception check to be like deceive them into thinking it's something that they need to be worried about.
I will do, I think, deception, just because of my magical energy. They're humanoid, but they're sparking off with the raw blue electrical energy of my magic, and people want to avoid death. So
yeah,
that's what I'll go with.
Okay, go for it.
So, okay, here we go. Okay, I'm going to use my DM inspiration dice to add to that. Okay, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, wait, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16.
You can see that for a moment they stutter. They're gonna turn left, they stutter, but then they continue forward. They just beat you out with an 8.
Dang it. Okay.
And they hustle, they dart around the crowds and almost through the figure together.
Okay, that's me.
30 feet in, okay. You have all your dashes, which is 5. Which just took me way
I'm a tough cookie.
You really are. I was so excited when I looked through and I'm like, wow, this really has this constitution of it. Love it. Okay, Ladrin, what would you like to do?
Oh boy. So, how far? You said 90 feet
You're 90
right now?
feet ahead. You can move and you can do one action. Your action can be to dash.
Now, we're gonna try something.
Ooh, okay.
So I'm going to. I have a 35 feet movement, so I'm going to move that to close in a little bit of space. And
Mhm.
who, the closest person to the thief? How far away are they?
Currently, Theor and Tuna are neck and neck.
Are they like 30 feet away?
30 feet away. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Cool. Okay. Well, to try and attempt to slow this person down, I would like to cast Entangle because it's a 90 feet range,
Okay.
but now it's like what 65 because I moved up.
Okie doke.
Yeah, we're just gonna try it.
Go for it.
So now there's vines sprouting from the ground, and it needs to do a strength saving throw.
Okay. Oh, no, they rolled a natural 20. It's a 23.
Listen.
I'm so sorry, Legion. Oh, no.
Listen! I can't even use my D6 on that. Okay, that's fine.
You can use your DM wand for anything except a death saving throw. But it's D6. I don't know if that would get you to 20. You would actually have
No, it won't. It won't. The save is really low.
to. Okay.
Okay, well, I tried, and I can't do a bonus action, right? Is what you said?
Mhm.
Cool. Well, we're gonna try it again later.
Okay. Okay.
She's
that-
very upset.
Oh, little flame kind of ignites and.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Nice. Ladron also with 5 dashes left. Okay. Yeah, nimbly they jump up. They see the brambles start to come up, the thorns out of the ground. They leap up, and then next foot leaps off a box, a crate in the side of the street, and then another off the wall. And before doing like a somersault and landing in front of this bramble patch on the ground, racing forward. Very, very acrobatic. Okay, it is the thief's turn, and they're just trying to leap, so they're going to use one of their dashes. That's Constitution, so they okay, and they're gonna get. Let's see, that's 50. Okay. Or they bolt ahead, they continue running. So they're kind of keeping pace with Tuna and Feora. And we'll see about Nehru. I think for now, Nehru's gonna just do the same thing and dash. I'm gonna get 60 feet. And Nehru, that's just 2 dashes left. Okay. Got all that written down. Hustling through the street. Okay, this next round, I mean, at the top of this round, pull my notes here. All right, I need to roll a d20, and let's take a look. Okay. So this is gonna trip everyone up a little bit, potentially. Let me know what you need to do as we go through. Tuna, you're up first. As you're all kind of racing almost neck and neck, they're coming out of an alleyway, crossing your path. A dog is chasing a couple of cats, and you almost like you're about to trip on them. What do you want to do to navigate that so that you don't like trip your full pace?
How far am I from this dog?
They're like shot up an alleyway. They're just a few feet in front of you.
Right. Okay.
Under
So
foot.
basically, if I do something to spook them off, they won't move in time.
Probably not.
I'm just gonna kind of try to squeeze past them, if that makes sense. Like, try to stick to close to the wall, kind of thing.
Okay. You can do like an athletics to try and like sidestep out of the way, or acrobatics if you want to be more like, whichever one.
I will
Please
do
do.
acrobatics if you will allow me.
Absolutely, that'd be more like a jump over them, like
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like jump out of the way, like on the side. It's like when you're trying not to step on your dog because they just randomly ran in front of you while you're carrying something important. Yeah, I don't speak from experience.
That's amazing.
That is a 17 acrobatics.
Okay, adeptly, you from experience. Woo, you jump over. Whoa, you catch some air for a minute, like you weren't expecting to jump, and use all your force in it, and head over the cat and dog as they're like racing around the next person's feet. But you still have your entire turn to do. What would you like to do?
How far is this person from me now? Still 30?
Let's see. I mean, they're currently 60 feet ahead of you.
Cool. I'm gonna use.
I'm sorry, 90 feet in front of you.
Oh shit.
I'm sorry.
No,
They're
it's
keeping
fine.
pace with you currently. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem because I want. I have a thing I want to do, but it requires me being 30 feet. Is there? This is wild. They went down an alley. Is there a way I can like try to cut them off if I can see if they're telegraphing which way they're gonna turn? If they're gonna turn.
So they're still currently in line with you. You're all running down this relatively narrow road. You can keep an eye out if you want at no cost. Just, you're all have your eyes on them to see whether or not they're gonna, and I'll let you know, like, oh, they just shot to the left, and that way you'll have an opportunity to try and like cut around if you want.
Yeah,
Currently,
I
they're
would
just-
like to do that.
Okay.
And then I will use my action to bless. I'm assuming is everyone within 30 feet of me?
Everyone's within 30 feet. Yep.
Okay, I can only bless up to 3, but I will bless. I'm sorry, Faora. I feel like your acrobatics can get you through whatever you get into, though. So I'm going to bless Dia, Ladrin, and Nehru.
Okay. Excellent. All right.
So that's only a minute, but
That's a
It's
long
still a
time
minute.
in this.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you have moved up to a total of 90 feet and 30 feet this round. And for your movement and your action was to cast Bless. Okay. All right. Faora, you are also in that front line. So cat and dog, what would you like to do?
Acrobatics check to see if I can like jump over them too or something like that.
Go for it. Same thing, they burst out of full steam. They're running just like you. Across your
21.
Oh, dang. It's the same thing. You just like you're walking on the air. You just do a couple of steps in midair. Boom, boom, boom. And land on their other side. Beautiful. What would you like to do for this round?
Are they still in my eyesight? Have they gotten into the crowd yet? or
They're
anything?
straight ahead, just like 90 feet, or 100, and whatever they are now, 90 feet in front of you currently.
Okay, so I'd like to run as far as I can without dashing.
Okay.
And then I actually want to see if I can try and throw my dagger.
Yeah. Let's take a look at your, does it have a distance? Does it have that 20, 40, or, let me just take a look. Let's take a look. Okay, so daggers, you can throw them now 20 feet, you can throw them, and normally, you can throw them, they'll still throw as far as 60 feet, but if it's further than 20, less than 60, it's at disadvantage. And they are 60 feet exactly without dashing. So yes, you could, but it would be at disadvantage. Would you like to try that? Or does that change your strategy?
Honestly, it kind of does. I don't really know if I want to risk it. Like, the rolls have been good so far, but I feel like now this is when it would switch up.
Mm-hmm. It's a... Sorry, please go ahead.
I think for now I'll just use another dash because I still have a couple and kind of save it as like a last ditch when I can't run.
Okay.
Like,
Your hand goes to your one of your many dagger holsters, and you kind of assess the situation quickly in that moment. There's people around. There's some wind to the air, and it's a foot chase. They might mess up too. You might get closer, and so you wait. You're now at the end of your turn. You're 30 feet away from them. Okay, let me just adjust Tuna's dash down to 2 left. Feora's dash down to 2 left.
I didn't.
Did I? Oh, I'm so sorry. Thank you.
No, you're good. I cast bless.
Thank you. Yikes, that would have been bad. Shame.
Like, did I use dash? I don't think I used it.
Yeah, Dan, wait a minute. Okay, let's see. All right, Dia, you're far enough back where you're able to just avoid the cats and dog. What would you like to do for this turn?
Then I will full run and dash because I'm
Okay.
starting to lose speed.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You sense, everyone advancing a bit, and you just put full effort into catching up. Dash is down to 4. You are now only 60. At the end of your turn, you're 60 feet away.
Got it.
All right, Ladrin, how about you? Also a little bit behind at this point. You're 120 feet away from the thief currently. If you dash, you'll only be, 60 feet away.
Okay, so I will move up my 35. 35 feet. So that puts me at 85 again.
Okay. Oh, 35. I'm so sorry. I missed that.
Yeah, I get extra.
Nice. All right, so you're at 70 feet currently. With that.
How far away?
You were at 35 feet the first turn because you didn't dash the first turn.
Oh, okay. I was like, that math's not checking. Okay, got it. Okay, so okay. I'm sorry, now I confuse myself. 70 away?
You're 80 feet away from the thief currently.
80. Okay.
With just your movement.
Perfect. I don't want to do that. I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna take everything I have to cast Entangle again and manifest the shit that's gonna entangle this person.
Nice. Okay. All right. It's a strength, I think it was.
Strength saving throw.
Okay. That is only an 11.
Okay, so so Thief is now restrained by all of these vines coming up from the ground and intertwining to where it's restraining just enough to make it hurt, but not too much.
Nice.
And so now the person can use its action to try to get out, but
It'll take them some time if they even make it. Nice. Yeah. Once again, they try and
hold it.
You begin, pulling these plants from an 80-foot distance up out of the ground, and they start trying to wrap and grab the legs. They jump once, jump off another, crate and or some structure there, and think they're gonna clear it, but you know better. You have a little more control of the vines, and they grab an ankle and they just boom straight down to the ground. You'll watch them drop face first down into the vines, picking themselves up and trying to pull themselves free, looking back at you in panic. They seem to be relatively obscured. Cloak down, mask on beneath that, covering the face. Panicked, trying to set themselves free. Nicely done, Ladrin. Awesome. Oh, and it's the thief's turn next.
Oh God.
They're going to try and free themselves. However, let me just check. I think that definitely uses their action. Let me just see if it's at the end of their turn. It's not the end of their turn.
Just an
So they
action.
might be able to, but let's see. Let's see if they even get free.
Oh, wait. Okay. Then uses its action, yeah.
All right, that's a 17.
I would like to use
Hmm.
my thingy.
Nice. Use that thingy.
Gonna without my thingy. Okay. What? It's a D6.
This is if you're using that DM one, then it's
Yes,
a D6.
yes.
And it
Use
can
my
be
D6.
subtracted from her 17.
Okay, y'all. Okay, baby. Okay, baby. I got 5. I got 5. Okay,
5
so
to 12.
fails. Fails
Okay.
that motherfucking shit.
Pulls herself free briefly before some other vines whip and grab her, holding her in place.
She's mad.
Nicely done. Nicely done. That ends their turn because they're held in place. Right? Let's see.
Yeah,
Restrained.
until their next turn.
Or until the spell ends. Yeah, they've got to succeed on this.
Yep.
Yeah, or the
And
spell ends. That's a
she's-
minute though. So.
That is all the hell she's concentrating on. So
Beautiful.
she's just gonna like sassily start walking now instead of rushing. Like, bitch.
Nice. Well, you know what? Seeing that, Nehru's definitely gonna just continue running to try and catch up. Nehru and Feora at the end of this round are only 30 feet away from this trapped thief. Tuna and Dia only 60 feet away, also close, and Ladrin 80 feet away. End of that
80,
turn. Okay. The thief currently wishing they'd used the bathroom before they tried to steal this thing. It's now they're trapped in vines. And that's where we'll take our bio break. So for anyone who doesn't know, we take about a 10-minute bio break. Then we're going to get back into our chase that has a strong potential of coming to a head here. Oh my goodness, how exciting. Y'all are so good at this. Okay, so for viewers, feel free to chat with us. Or you won't see our faces, our wonderful faces, but our audio will be live, hot, so you can chat with us if you like. For those of us that are here, but we will all. Oh my gosh, where's the thing though? Whatever. I'll just switch us back to the role play thing here for a minute, so I can put up or be right back. We'll catch you all in about 10 minutes. Thank you. Okay. Here. Let's see. All right, first up we have now. Oops. Set for your button didn't click. And then Ladrim.
We should have just kept it as 2 Feoras. It would have been so fun.
Nice. I'm gonna put Tuna there. And we'll switch to battle one. Which I guess we probably won't really need, but let's get it set up anyway, just in case. All right, B. Feora's now up here. And yeah. Nehru's fine down here. Top right is in. Nope, hold on, Dan. Stop. This one's now Legion. And then this one will be Tuna now. Okay. So look. That looks correct. All right, we still have a minute or so. Eat a little cereal and then we'll get back into this. It's so exciting. All right, you're all doing so well with this chase. One of the things I really like about chases, I don't see him used super often, and I like to use them. So I did some research on like a number of different options and ideas and stuff like a year ago or something, kind of put together this little system. But I love the variability in it, like the sacrifice of like, do I not dash and try something and then fall behind, but it can pay off big like this.
Mm-hmm.
And the dancing lights, like that was brilliant too. Like, I'm going to sacrifice a little movement, but you know, I can throw them off their game and let everyone get ahead. And it could just go so many different ways. Fun to me. Okay.
It's a very fun mechanic. Like I enjoyed it a lot.
Good. It's so exciting. All right, I can eat. Where are we? Let's pull up our stuff and we can get get back to going, but that is the end of that round, and so we must roll a d20. Actually, that one wouldn't be applicable here. Oh, this one's very applicable here. Jeez. Okay. All right. Well, at the top of this round, it's gonna be Tuna. There's an obstacle, of course. I mean, it's not always an obstacle, but it rolled an obstacle. And you're all racing and catching up. They're only, for some of you, I think 30 feet away. You're at an intersection and they're between two buildings just past this intersection. And a huge gaggle of people from you're in that zone now where there's a lot of people really close come walking through this across these two roads, this little crosswalk, kind of obstructing your way through. So I think Tuna, because you can really do anything that you like to do, but typically, you know, athletics or acrobatics to try and make their make her way through the crowd unimpeded is the way to go. So I think she's going to try acrobatics because that's what she did last time. Let's see. Thank you. I think that's what they did last time. Let's see. Acrobatics. Where? Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, it's better. All right. Oh, a good roll. I rolled 19 for them. Yay. So 22. So
Yeah, I think that's good, right?
yes.
Okay.
I rolled a 1 for Nero last time, so I felt better.
Okay.
Yep, they kind of dance and push and navigate through this crowd, making it over. I should have asked them what they wanted to do. They were so excited to be within 30 feet.
It was something with a spell. They put it in the chat there, but I think that was more to kind of stop them, and they're already stopped.
Okay. I think Tuna might. They're going to use their movement to. I'm sorry. They're 60. Oh no, they're 60 feet away. Tuna wasn't 30 feet away. They made it through the crowd with their 30 feet. They're already stopped, so I feel like Tuna will dash to be there and ready because they're trapped. Now we'll get Tuna to 150 feet in total, which is the same as the thief. They've caught up to the thief, ready to do something. Next turn. Faora, you were 30 feet from the thief, but you also have to push through the crowd. You can do an athletics or acrobatics check to navigate the crowd, or if you have something you'd like to come up with, that's fine too.
I'll just do an acrobatics. 24.
Okay. I'm gonna spring up on some unsuspecting person's shoulders and do like a handstand on their shoulders and kind of like flip over a bunch of the people. And then just kind of dart in between, like not even landing beyond your tippy toes, just dance through. With your movement alone, you've caught up with the thief. What would you like to do? They're desperately trying to pull themselves free of these. Panic in their eyes as they look up and see you.
Can I try to knock him out?
You can try and engage in like an attack and see if it's enough to take their HP to 0 to knock him out. But they look like a pretty healthy individual. You don't think you'd do that in one round, but you could engage in that if you wanted.
No. In that case, since they're not like fully wrapped in vines, can I try and see like where they might be keeping the crystal so I can snatch it?
You can use your action to do an investigation check, like patting down their stuff, their bags and pockets and stuff if you want. It'd be your action though.
That's fine.
And just let me know once you got it.
The first one was a skew, but it looks like it was a 20, and then the next one was a 6.
Oh no.
So much pain. All right. 6 and 9. Can I roll my d6?
Mm-hmm.
All right. 9 plus 5, 14.
14. Let me do a roll for them. They've got it hidden pretty well, but I don't want to. Yeah. You've eliminated a number of pockets and bags, but you haven't been able to find it yet. But it's not in any of their common pockets or pouches, so it must be in. I mean, you know all about like secret, like harder to get to places to look. With a little more time, you're confident you'll find them. Dia, you are next. And you'll also have to navigate the crowd. What would you like to do?
Okay. Is that it's typically a acrobatics or athletics?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, I will attempt an acrobatics. See how this goes. 13.
So sorry. It means I die.
Don't you have bless?
Delta. Oh, I do have bless. Oh, thank God.
Nice. Good catch, Sasha.
40, 50, 60, 17. 17? I rolled a 4.
Okay, yeah, you successfully managed your way through the crowd.
Thank you for reminding me about bless.
That brings you 30 feet away. As you, with your movement, you successfully get through the crowd. You're 30 feet away from the thief.
Okay, amazing.
So you have an action.
I will dash so that I'm like blocking off an escape route.
Okay, you're gonna dash and kind of guard him. Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, you were there in their space, just
Oh
helping
wait,
someone.
is there? Yeah, okay. As long as I can avoid the entanglement, because
That's a good question. I don't think that they can specify. So it doesn't catch you, but it'll end up being um, difficult terrain if you try and push your way through it. They're sort of caught at the beginning just to keep it simple with so you're not like 10 feet away at the end of this round. We'll say they're in the earliest edge of this. So
got it.
if anyone has to run, you have to go through 20 feet, as would they, of difficult.
Okay, then
Okay.
that's me.
You're guarding. Beautiful. There's people kind of walking around, looking down the alleyway. Those same people you cut through, they're racing across them. Like, what's going on? No one seems to be stopping yet because it's a crazy night. A lot of people are in the bag already. Ladrin, what would you like to do? You're 80 feet away.
Well, her dumbass self forgot that she has a broom of flying. Like, I'm looking through my inventory and I was like, the fuck. So
it's
she's
early.
not
It's
about
session
to
4.
deal.
Don't worry.
I was so mad. It's like I have my mini right here, and like she literally has whatever. Anyways,
Nice.
she's not going to deal with this crowd because ew. So she'll hop on her broom.
Okay.
And
50 feet.
flies. Yeah, 50 feet.
Nice.
And so that's 30 feet away.
That's it.
Can she do an action or that is her action, right?
I think
that's movement.
I think to activate the broom, I think you have to do a command word, which I think is action.
It doesn't say, but that's fine. I will hover.
Let me take a peek because I don't want to take that away from you.
Well, I don't. It doesn't. They need to specify these things. I stand and then I speak. It's command.
It doesn't say it, so I'm gonna say it doesn't take an action. We'll look at that later on, but for right now, you've got an action.
Okay. I'm going to. God, I wish I could tighten the grip of these vines. Like that would be so cool. But her action will be, so she's gonna hover above 30 feet away.
Okay.
And I'm going to summon Gregory.
Okay, where you can summon Gregory within a certain range too. Where would you like Gregory to appear? It's 30 feet, isn't it?
I think so. Let me check. Okay, you're not going to tell me. Let me go over here. Okay, well, I did that. It doesn't say, but everyone within 10 feet takes fire damage, possibly. So let me hold on. Maybe it'll tell me within 30 feet. Okay. I don't like that I have to go through 3 things to find that. Okay. So yeah, Gregory's going to. So I'm imagining this person's been tangled up, right?
Yes.
But there's like this vine that, just for mechanics, if it's cool, will like come up like a perch.
Okay.
And Gregory's gonna go, and they're just like.
That's adorable. Okay. How close do you want it then? Because Tuna, Fiora, and Dia are all up there with like kind of surrounding the thief to keep them in.
Are they
place.
all within 10 feet of Gregory?
Mhm. I think so. It sounded like they were all kind of surrounding the thief to keep them.
I was all up in the thief's business.
Oh, that's right. You
Yeah.
were.
For the
We
I
can keep them
mean,
safe.
I don't necessarily wanted to do fire. Can he just be like, does he have to?
Yeah, it's part of the
Okay.
summoning. I'm sorry.
Then, no, you're good. I'm going to. Okay, so imagining Feor is like here, and
Mhm.
just like that. Dia, are you on the other side or are you on the safe side?
I'm on the other side past the I wanted to go around the entanglement so I wouldn't get caught up in it because I am not strong.
I want it. Okay, then he's going to be 5. If I do 15 or 20 feet, does that not?
15 would be a safe zone.
Okay.
Mhm.
Then, I mean, it'll just spark fires. No one's going to have to do a save.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fire fills up the alleyway briefly.
There we go. There we go.
Embers float down to the ground, melting little bits of snow here.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay. Anything else for Latrin?
I think it's no, that's just I don't have a bonus action, do I?
No.
This round? No. Okay. Then no.
Okay.
That's it. Just hovering and little Gregory with his let's see. He'll have like a yellow orangey hue.
Okay. Nice. A little soft
Look
glow from
intimidating.
that.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. The thief's turn is next. The thief, surrounded, panic heightening. Let me see if they. Their legs and feet bound in these encroaching vines. They rest back. They lay back into the vines. And let me just check their spell thing here. Plant life. They lay back and sink into the vines, down into the ground. Your vines wrap in on themselves and form an opening.
What?
You peer into the semi-darkness of this space and hear them. A stairwell goes down. It was not there before. I'm going to take us out of the chase because you've effectively caught up to this person and you see him at the bottom of the stairs. What would you all like to do? Do you want to follow them in to this weird vine cave?
Yeah. They got the stuff we need.
Okay. They begin to run. You're not letting this person, your quarry, get away. You all hustle in. Nehru, Tuna, as well, down these wooden stairs that almost look more like roots than stairs, but they're smoothed out enough to walk down. At the bottom of the stairs, a door frame opens up into a room, and the person's just inside. You follow suit. You chase them in. And so let me put this in Discord here for you all. You enter this space. I'll put it up for our viewers here as well.
I want it.
Nice.
It's like my dream.
It's pretty cool.
For Ladrin, like that is
Nice. All right, viewers. Hopefully that'll come through despite me being in the way and some of the maps. You step into this room. So sorry. Let me just pull down my notes here. Yep, I already did that. And inside looks, gosh, like nature itself has formed an abode. You're in a very room that's very tall. Vertically, it goes up at least 100 feet. Stairwells intertwine with one another along the back wall, the side walls. There are balconies up in different areas that twist and connect to other ones. In the rear right of the room, you see vines that wrap around in a large circle, forming and then drape in front of this circle, forming a window, letting some form of sunlight in. It looks like an exterior day outside of the window. In a number of spaces, it's fairly well lit in here, as there are more windows that are again formed by roots and vines, plant life growing from columns and forming beautiful, almost filigree in the walls, between the vines and the petals. You have entered this space, and the person that you are chasing is across the way. Let me see if I can take this down and see. Here we go. Yeah, so I did my very best to duplicate what was in that image here. So my apologies ahead of time.
You did fantastic.
Absolutely.
It's very sweet and generous of an assessment, and I appreciate it.
Map making is hard, so anyone who does it gets full marks from me.
It's better than anything I would have been able to do. So, like, you get lines, and that is it.
Yeah, all the rails here have little twisting vines around them. Everything is
It's perfect.
put you all in here. Entering in Ladrin. I've got Dia, Feora, Ladrin, Tuna.
I'm back on my broom, by the way.
Okay, nice. And
Gregory's flown down with us, I'm assuming. Is he still out if we're not in initiative?
Gregory's is still in here because we're effectively going to keep this initiative, but
Cool.
as this individual races across, like these are stairwells up above. I tried to make the higher elevation like lighter, so you can kind of have a rough idea like how deep everything is. Stairwells up. This is sort of about 20 feet off the ground. These two, and this plateau here is about 20 feet like this. This one's maybe 30 feet, and it's about 40 feet, 50 feet, so on. You can ask me. But different elevations to all this. This person runs up to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 here and turns back. I'm so sorry. Give me one more quick sec to kind of help set this up. She you can tell now that it's sort of a feminine form. After, I mean, Feora would have been able to tell too, going through all her stuff. But like moving a bunch of that aside to try and get at this kind of reveals a feminine form. And she draws her weapons, so you know she's not going to be able to escape you all. In this room, aside from all the plant life, water trickling down some of the columns, very nature-esque and peaceful, there are a number of small creatures that they're relatively cute, like impish little creatures. They have they kind of quizzically assess you all with their 4 like really giant eyes. Yeah, and as this woman draws her weapon, those little creatures all shift from cute impish creatures to they sort of inflate into like balloon like structures, with several bulging eyes placed about the surface of these little balloons hovering a few feet off the ground. Seemingly alarmed at the
No.
battle. It's pretty gross. So, with that, I'll give you all a chance to see what you'd like to do now. We'll keep the initiative order for combat, but this is sort of a moment in case you want to do anything outside of combat stuff, outside of like damaging or any of that kind of stuff. Is there anything anyone wants to do with seeing her?
Yeah. Or can we see any features like they are elven or fey-blooded at all?
That's a good question. Why don't you each make a perception check as this person turns?
Okay. Classic perception check for me.
Nice. Fayor, what'd you get?
21.
Ah, okay, 21.
The dire blessing me.
Wait, I have blessed.
Oh, yeah, don't forget.
Now.
Dia, what'd you get? Didn't know.
A 4.
4, okay. Okay. Ladrin?
23.
23. Check out Tuna's. Oh, I rolled a 1, Tuna. I'm so sorry. We'll check out Neighbors. I rolled another 1!
Okay, put that die away.
Oh, yeah, it's
Just
retired.
throw it away.
Unless you're using it for the baddies.
Okay,
and
I'll
then
use it for the
figure out.
baddies the rest of the night.
Thank
Nice.
you. Thanks.
I think that Bless lasts 1 minute too. So just to get that in there, I'll say that like it's probably wrapping up just now.
No
Um,
problem. So.
Oh, I didn't use mine. Oh.
So you do notice that they do seem to be elven. Perhaps Ladrin. Gosh, I think that yours is actually what did you get again? 20.
23, but I could roll my bless just to see how much
Sure.
higher it could be.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who got the oh, it was Dia.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Dia. You wouldn't notice, but
Mhm.
Feora would, of course, having investigated the thing as well, notice some elven traits. Ladrin, what'd you get with your bonus thing there?
24.
Okay. Green elf, much I believe like yourself.
Okay.
You know some of the typical bone structure and characteristics and things, so in the ears and such, and you feel like it's likely a green elf. Mhm.
Not noticing any of their features, I am going to walk up so that she becomes within 30 feet. It's like, we've taken great pains not to hurt you. We only want the crystals, friend. And as I say it, my speech pattern, like one octave goes lower and another one goes higher, so it's 3 tones. And the gold in my eyes kind of shines like there's a light going over as I cast Charm Person.
Nice. Amazing. What do they need to roll for that?
It is a wisdom saving throw, DC 13.
Okay. All right, they rolled a 2. So even with their modifier, which is healthy, that's a fail.
Ah!
Okay.
Not seeing things makes me do fun things.
Amazing. All right. So, yeah, as you say that, you can see them, being a bit phased by it. Clearly, oh wait, I'm sorry. They get advantage if you're.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Only because they're technically fighting you. I'd still doubt. No, that's a 13.
Then they make it.
No.
13 is my DC.
Did you reuse your DM 1d6 tonight?
I did. I did to overcome the obstacle in the chase.
Right. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. You
Would have been cool. No, it's
yeah.
okay. It would have been. It would have been.
They're definitely faced from you catch them. Ask quickly if Feor or Ladrin have anything they want to say before engaging Fatty stuff too. Otherwise, nope. Okay.
I don't think so. I think she's, I mean, honestly, she'd be like a little distracted by the vinery for a little bit, like, and then, oh yeah, shit, we're focus.
Ooh.
Feora just wants the crystal. Like, she's pissed someone else nabbed it before they got there.
Nice. Well, behind their voices is quite muffled behind a very thick mask that they have, covers the bridge of their nose and most of their face. Cloak still kind of drawn tight to the head. It's one of the ones that kind of seams in on the sides to keep that low profile. But you hear her speak to you all. I've done too much work for this. It doesn't belong to you.
Does it sound familiar, like even behind the mask?
Not with the muffles, unfortunately. I can't do a good muffle.
No, just general, like if it sounded
You can,
remotely similar.
No, it has that accent that's sort of over in like the Belmonts and Avalon, but outside of that, it's pretty tough to tell.
Okay.
And I'll kind of just speak, but imagine it with a muffle.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't belong to you either. And we're willing to do much more. And what are you willing to put on the line for this?
I've put everything on the line.
Your life?
I have, and I'll do it again if I need to.
I mean, that's a little dramatic, but okay. Listen. Why don't you just come back with us and like we'll all sit down and have some tea and talk about this crystal like civilly.
You can make a persuasion check. It'd be just because I always like that just in case, but it'd probably be a difficult one. They seem to still be in a bit of a panic state.
At 11, I'm terrible at charisma.
Nice. No. Well, far too long. It's mine. I won't give it. Won't give it up. Let me go and go about your own business. It's better for you that way. Better for all of us.
I don't think so.
Feora kind of like unsheaths her short swords. Is like, never really been a fan of the whole concept of this is mine, this is yours. So you can either hand it over and keep your life, or we can take it and your life.
I like that. No, wait.
I've
I'm not
taken
evil.
nice. I've taken plenty of lives myself. If I need to add yours to that pile, I will. And draws her weapons. Okay.
Oh, goody.
So,
Oh, sparks just started going.
beautiful. All right. Well, it is time for some battle. Tuna's up first. I'm sorry. Let me clear all this dash information and chase information off my notes. And let me quickly enter. Here's the oh, it's in here. That's where it is. A couple of HP values here for this battle, and then I will be good to go. Apologies on not getting that sooner. All right. And that is oops. Okay. And these things are these grotesque eyeball balloons. I forgot about that. That's handy. Okay. You count 5 of these little creatures that turned into little disgusting balloon things with bulging eyeballs all over them among you in the space nearby. I'm going to add some other things nearby. Gonna add some random minis here. Be a Gregory mini. Need one more. One more thing. So they look like people because I don't have these particular minis. I'm so sorry. But taking what I have here, climb down over the stairs. Oh, it's a mermaid one. Climb down over the stairs and stuff. Tuna is going to, I think, just kind of go in for this first attack. Because I'm not super familiar with the players, I'm going to do my best to pick what I think they do and keep it kind of quick and simple so I don't hold you all up what you want to do. I feel like, let's see what they have for their spells. Oh gosh, all right, they might not go for that yet. Okay. I think Tuna's gonna cast Sacred Flame, because it's a cantrip on, and they've used most of their spells. This is the woman here on the stairs. Tuna's gonna get in range 5, 10, 15, 20. I think they're gonna from here get kind of close, but not so close. They have disadvantage. A dexterity saving throw. That's a fail. So that is 1d8 radiant damage from Tuna to the baddie. And that is 5 points of damage right off the bat. Tuna just sensing everybody's vibe, steps up and no, I don't think so. And hustles up, goes to draw her mace, but it's a feint, and she instead casts this Sacred Flame instead, dealing 5 points of damage. Okay. That brings us over to Faora with Dia on deck. Faora, what you got?
I think I'd also like to attack the thief here, the one on the stairs.
Okay.
I'll go up and attack with my short sword.
10, 15, 20, 25. You want to be face to face?
Yeah.
Okay, there's a little room on the stairs to their left if you wanted to.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah?
Why not?
Okay. Start circling them. Okay, go for it.
Right. So D20 cut.
Mm-hmm. You would do a I'm so sorry because this is all kind of new. If you're using your short sword to be a D20, you can look in your hit box there in your actions. It'll say +5. That's what you'll add to the attack.
Okay, that's 16.
A 16 just hits. Nice. So roll a 1d6, and again, you can look in that short sword box for damage. You'll see it's a +3.
That's 7. And do I get to do another one with like the 2
You
arms
do.
straight?
If you use a bonus action, you can swing with your other blade. Also finesse.
And that's another D20.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And again, you'll add that +5.
Oh, okay. Well, that one is a 12.
Misses, unfortunately. First one. What do you want that first swing to look like as you attack her? The one that hit.
I guess just a standard side slash.
Hey, breaks across a lot of the leather, but you can tell it took some purchase. Second one you go to slash, she swipes it away with her sword. Moving intensely in this battle right over to Dia with Ladrin on deck. Dia, what would you like to do?
I will. I'll shoot out a sparks toward the the thief would be thief.
Okay.
So it's 120 feet, so I think I do have some distance.
Oh yeah.
Able to catch it. So
Mhm.
boop. Oh goodness, 8, 9, 10, 13.
Unfortunately misses.
Fair enough. And does this and the set of stairs that is to my character's right, is that lead up to like a second landing?
Yep, you can come up here. This is about 10 feet off the ground. You
Okay.
can continue up to here if you wanted. This is about 20 feet off the ground.
Okay, then I will start making my way over that way. So I've seen them cast a spell. I don't want to be clumped.
Nice. All right, you start climbing. You get this far up the stairs, almost to the landing there. Beautiful. Latrin, you're up. What would you like to do?
Faete. Okay, so I'm going to first bonus action to Gregory to do his thing, which is I can't find it. I'll find it in a minute. Hit her. That's the bonus action. Okay. And then I'm still on my broom. So I'm going to go up 20 feet to where I'm about 30 feet away from her. So I think that's like a total of 60 or something.
Okay, you've got 50 feet. You can move, but that'd be roughly fine. So she's over here, 5, 10. You want to get how up 30?
I was thinking at least.
Before.
Can I do like if I do up 20 and over 30?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's do that because I want to keep some distance up.
20, 30. That'll put you. I'll put the platform here in a minute, but you're right in front of them, but up 30 feet.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to be in melee range. Just close it or high enough, but close enough to hit her with some stuff.
Okay.
Okay. I will now, as my action. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to. Yeah, she's within 30 feet. Okay. Going to cast Produce Flame. And throw it at her. And so it's this beautiful, like, blue ball of flame that I'm going to try to hit her with. Where's my spell attack? There we go. Oh, here it is. Oh shit. Well, it's been hot. I'm still like whatever. That was a 7.
Unfortunately misses. Yeah.
Like it was so off. Yeah. I'm distracted by this beautiful room.
Nice.
And so that ends her turn. Gregory will now. Oh, I'll just roll a d20. I don't have my dice, so I have to do D&D. D&D Beyond. Oh my god, what the fuck? Gregory is also really distracted by this gorgeous, like, it's giving home vibes. And so we're a little confused. That ends our turn.
Okay. Lots of magic going off in here, and just unfortunately, it's sparking and arcing and hitting different vines. The vines on the rails seem to like retreat back at being struck with lightning and flame, but then regrow themselves and intertwine again. Okay. Let's see. It is the thief's turn to do their thing. So, All right. You're going to start out with a simple. Who's near them? Feora and Tuna. All right, Feora, they're going to turn to you and draw their blade and attack. Oh, geez. All right, that's a 23 to hit. Which I imagine hits. Unless you have any fancy stuff.
Sorry, you asking me?
23 hits you?
That absolutely hits me, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Alright. Jeez, that is 9 points of slashing damage. She has a sword similar to yours. Slashes down across the front of your digging in. Ashley flashes, moves 5 feet, doesn't leave anyone's space, and does her second attack. This one at Tuna. Alright, it's a 24 to hit. I don't think Tuna has anything to bump their... Yeah, no, their DC wouldn't matter. So they're going to just do... Okay, that was just... That's 4 points of damage to Tuna. Tuna starts at that. 4. Okay. And that ends their turn. That's all they can do on this turn. That brings us down to Nehru. Nehru is going to... Let me look at their spells. Oh yeah, it doesn't really have any, like, pew-pew. So they're going to use their rapier. And... I feel like they might try and attack one of these balloon things. I don't know. What do y'all think? Do you think Nehru would try and attack a balloon thing or try and join the party over here?
That I can't say. Yeah.
And
If the
then
balloons haven't attacked have the balloons attacked, get taken a swipe at anybody?
They haven't. Yeah, I guess
Then
she wouldn't. Sorry.
I was just gonna say from just the previous fight, Nehru seems to be focused on ones that attack foes. I could be wrong, but
Gotcha. No,
I
that
know-
sounds really good.
probably would do like a bardic inspiration, I think.
That's a good call. Yeah, because I think that's just a... Let me make sure that's a bonus action for her. The bonus action, yep. So she'll give Feora, because Feora just got hit, inspiration. And I don't know what that would look like. Maybe just her presence. She'll unfurl her wings after having them tucked in. And you'll just remember Feora when she was like, fear the Fae, and that other thing. Like, okay, you get a little extra bolster of confidence. You got a D6 inspiration from the last 10 minutes for her. Then she'll attack. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's it's 8 to hit, which does not hit. I'm just gonna roll with D&D Beyond, I think, dice for her. But that would end her turn, and that would bring us back around to Tuna. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Now that a few folks are out, I know it gets a little drawn out because it's just sort of me doing a. Sorry. That Secret Flame. No, she's in range now, so I think she's just gonna switch over. Like, okay, all right, and you don't often see clerics that wield a dagger, but she draws, from the sheath, dagger. All right, that's a dirty 20 to hit, which absolutely hits. And it's a 70. I'm gonna roll with D&D Beyond dice for players around here. 7 points of damage. Slashing away. There's some cuts. There's some bruising. They're looking a little bit hurt from when you first entered this room. Okay, that brings us to Feora, and Dia will be on deck. Feora, what would you like to do round?
Would it take an action to try and find the crystal?
It would. If you're like on her person to try and...
Yeah.
Yes. And it would probably be a disadvantage because it's in battle. In case that makes a difference to you.
It does. I don't have good experience with disadvantage. I'll just attack again.
Sounds a let down. I'm sorry.
I want to get the crystal. All right, I'll roll for that.
Fine.
$19.
19 hits.
And then 6 damage. And then I'll do the bonus one again.
Okay.
That one, of course. I don't know why the second ones are doing so poorly. 11.
11 misses.
Womp womp.
All right. That brings up Dia with Ladrin on deck. Dia, what would you like to do?
Yeah. I would like to try and shoot another sparks at this thief.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's not a 7. That's a natural 1.
Oh! Again, sparks into the stairwell behind.
I must feel very conflicted hurting a person.
All right. Anything else for Dia?
No, cause oh wait,
Hmm?
yes, I
Ah.
will give myself a spell slot back
Nice.
as part of my sorcery point. I think
Mm-hmm.
I have to spend 1 to get 1 spell slot. Where's the-
It'll be under features.
No, it's
and-
2. I found it. No worries. Thank
Nice.
you.
No problem.
It does cost 2. So
You re-enervate yourself with that arcane energy, recovering that spell slot. Okay.
that's my turn.
All right. Between Dia and Ladrin, balloons begin attacking. Gregory, you'd move. 5, 10. Spot that didn't reach. So balloons. This balloon is going to move 5 feet, float over in air, and then try and attack Nehru. Let's see. Oh, gross. Out of it, the base of this floating skin, it's a skin balloon. I think I forgot to add that. This floating skin balloon with eyes push out of the lower base underneath two almost like chicken legs. And they're sort of just dangling there like almost limply. Gross. And it takes one of them, and the balloon kind of swirls head over itself, and the claws rake down, or try to attack Nehru. See, natural 1. It does have a second try with its claw attack. Tries once again. A 2. So that balloon is just kind of spinning in place, completely whiffing on hitting Nehru. This one and tries to get Tuna. Just try to move this along. That's a 17 for Tuna. Ooh, it's a 16. And we just make sure they don't have anything. They don't, so that one hits. And that is ooh, shit. That die rolled so far. I'll try and get it back into the dice box. All right. Yeah, that has absolutely no bonus to that. Okay, so 3 points of damage to Tuna. Tuna's looking a little hurt. Not gonna lie, not terribly bad. But after that other attack in this one, They look like they may be around half their usual health. This one is going to 10, 15 attack Gregory. That's a 14 to hit Gregory.
I believe that. Where is his stuff? I think that hits.
I'll roll the damage while you take a look.
Yes, it hits.
Okay, that's a full 6 points of slashing damage, in case that makes a difference.
It does make a difference.
Okay. Again, kind of floating and flipping itself head over heels, and the claws come down in the spin. This one, 5, 10, attacks Feora, and it has advantage because the other creature's on the other side of you, Feora. I'm sorry. All right, well, 15 to hit. Does that hit Feora?
Yeah.
Sorry. Just 2 points of slashing damage. And there's one other one. Let's see. Yeah, because it's straight up. Up into the air here. Comes up to Ladrin. And tries to do its attack. 7 to hit, that's gonna miss, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah. That is it this round for the balloons. Ladrin, it is your turn.
Ooh. Okay. So, I'm going to bonus action tell Gregory to kill the nasty ass balloon that hit him. And
This is
I
you
think I'm
getting the balloon that hit Gregory.
Yeah, I'm telling Gregory as my on
Okay.
his turn to attack the balloon
Gotcha.
instead of the thief.
Okay.
And then I think I'm gonna ignore the balloon. I think I'm focused still on the thief, so I'm gonna try again.
Okay. Go for it.
Jesus Christ, doing produce flame.
Get it.
Oh, thank God. 24.
Oh yeah, hits and a half. Yep.
Okay. Takes 4 points of fire damage.
Okay.
But I thought there was something else that happened. Let me pull it back up. Oh, that was it. Okay.
Okay.
So that's Ladrin's turn. And
then Gregory.
okay, yeah. And then Gregory's going to do his little poo first. Oh, come on, baby. I think what about a 9?
The 9 just misses. These are not super difficult to hit, but a slightly more than Gregory was able to muster up.
Buddy.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, buddy. Okay. Well,
Okay.
that's all we're doing.
All right. The thief takes this fireball, tries to sort of like the Waffle House one, takes it, kind of throws it aside like the chair, and but gets a scorch. 4 points of damage from Ladrin's produce flame fire, and it puts just some of the singes and light flame out off her cloak. Pulls down the cloak and pulls it off, throws it on the ground, and immediately you'll definitely all recognize Marguerite, the
You
Citrone's butler. Oh. Why? Are you all being so obstinate? I worked so hard to get this. You will not stand in my way. You will not stand in the Dark Mother's way. You do not fight me alone, but legions. If you do not leave now, even if you cut me down here, you will know a terrible agony. Leave while you can. Weapons gripped tightly.
The fuck?
Stefan, you have to realize how evil you sound right now.
So evil.
And
Listen.
yeah, she takes her turn. She's going to.
No one says we are in a good thing.
We're a helpful bunch. We're legion.
We're a helpful multitude.
All right. Oh gosh. 1, 2, 3 is Nehru. All right, I had to roll to see who she's going to attack first. A natural 1, thank goodness. Okay. And then she does her second attack, which is 13. I don't think that's enough. It is enough for Nehru. Let me just make sure Nehru doesn't have like shield. She doesn't. Okay. Oh, right. She does that this round, too. Okay. Well, anyway, she's just going to try...
Does what?
All right, that's 5 points of slashing damage to Nehru, who previous to this was in full health. So that's not a super huge concern. Let me just get there. Everyone's hit points. I forgot for a little, too. I didn't forget, but in this moment, I forgot. What was it? 3, 5. All right, so 5. Okay. Does these 2 slashes, misses, slashes again and hits. Throws the weapons down and leans down and sort of does like a, a flexing of the traps up here and there's a bit of the seams along the top of her, leather corset and top here. I can't think of the word. It's not a corset. It's like a vest that has all the little ties back and forth. Separate as her shoulders grow in size. Skin exposed of the shoulders, you see wriggling beneath the skin. And breaking free from the skin in a sudden gory burst. Long sort of tentacles like those of a jellyfish. Like a little thicker than a jellyfish is just a bunch of them whipping about. Her form itself, face shifts into more of a, it gets like bubbles, like this fluid is built up under the skin that kind of hang from the gravity of the fluid, and slosh as she whips her head back and forth and increases about 1.5 times her size. Tentacles all from her back burst out and begin writhing around again, sort of like a jellyfish.
Oh,
Maybe 10
no.
or 15 feet long. And while she doesn't, let's find her thing here. And with it, a foul stench emanates. Anyone within 10 feet of her, so not Ladrin, not Thea, everyone else, please make a dexterity saving throw.
Does this include Gregory?
It does.
Okay. Dex save.
Feora, what'd you get? Oh, I'm sorry. That's okay. I'll go Tuna. I rolled a 19 for Tuna. That's exciting. I forgot I was going to roll in D&D Beyond. She'll keep the 19 plus whatever her thing is. So
Okay.
dex save for Nehru is... I rolled a 1 in D&D Beyond for Nehru. No. All right. I'm so sorry, Nehru. Fiora, what you got?
13.
If you could just swap like rolling ones for us and rolling ones for her, that'd be great.
For real.
Oh, really quick, what's the terms for like the bardic inspiration?
10
Use
minutes,
it.
so you still have it.
Use
Okay,
it.
I'm gonna use that.
Okay.
Alright, what did I say? 13?
Oh.
Alright, it's 15 now.
15 just succeeds.
Oh,
I've got to roll over something. So, Tuna's fine. Fiora's fine. What did Gregory get?
Natural 20. So
Okay.
22, but he is immune to a bunch of stuff. So
Okay. This...
just
Thank you.
depending on what it is.
Nice. It's good to know. Nehru alone was not dexterous enough to step out of the way. As this initial wave of foul odor was a predictor of what was to come. Spray from these like almost pus-filled pockets of loose skin with liquid in them burst and spray out in this 10-foot range around her. Nehru is coated in this foul-smelling liquid for 3 hours. This is a roll. Sorry, Nehru. She's also poisoned. She has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. No. Okay. And because, let's see, and nope. So everyone else is okay for now. Okay. I'm so sorry. That was a little bit to walk through, but we're done with Marguerite's turn. And we're on Nehru's, this poor soul. I think she's definitely going to attack with everything she... Oh. I got to roll in D&D Beyond. That was a 4, which isn't enough because... what's her attack? Is 4. All right, that brings us up to Tuna, who I'll roll for, and then Fiora, you'll be next. Tuna is just... Jeez. Tuna's just going to attack with her dagger. Dan, roll in D&D Beyond. That's 6 plus 5 to 11. Not enough. Fiora, you're up with Dia on deck.
Alright, would it take a action to drink a health potion?
If you're drinking it yourself, it's just a bonus action.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do that for my bonus action, but for my action, I'll attack the balloon thing behind me.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your health first.
Oh, okay.
So you can...
I rolled a 10, so 15 for the
Okay,
other
that
thing.
will hit the
Okay.
disgusting flesh balloon. Nice.
It's gross.
And chicken leg. Yeah, it's got a little chicken leg.
That's disgusting. Please stop. 2d4.
It should be, yeah, 2d4 plus 2.
Right. Ooh, 8 to 10.
Okay. Add that back in. So you definitely hit this balloon thing. Let me know what you get for damage.
9.
9. That is enough to destroy it. What do you want it to look like as you kill this thing?
I do the bonus action first, and then...
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I'm assuming it's like court.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so I'm gonna kind of like rip it out, like chug it really quick,
Mm-hmm.
throw it off to the side, and then kind of like, with like a backhand grip, spin around and stab it.
You stab it and it pops like a balloon. In fact, it bursts, releasing a noxious gas upon its destruction.
What?
You're terrible. This is terrible.
Everyone within a 10-foot radius.
Oh no, exploding chicken.
Yep. Which is just Feora. And oh, sorry, it's right there. No, it was back there. So 5, 10. That's Gregory and Feora. Please make a Constitution saving throw. There's a theme. There's a theme here.
Dirty 20.
Okay. And Sir Gregory? Oh, you're muted. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Mhm.
I was like pushing my push to talk. Anyways, that's a 5. So depending
Oh.
on what it is, he may be immune.
Okay. This would be not poison damage, but being poisoned. The status.
Okay. Okay.
Does that still affect him?
No. I mean, yes. Yeah.
It does,
It
okay.
affects him.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. I'm just gonna check in real quick. Something with our players. I'll just check in. Like 0 or 1000%. 0 worries. But let me know. I guess just let me know, like a yay or nay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well then, I will keep this moving. So Gregory poisoned. Marguerite looking fairly hurt. With just looking at her total here. Who is next? That was Feora. Dia, you're up. Balloons and then Ladrin.
Yeah.
What you got, Dia?
So I am going to try and send another sparks at her, seeing that she's not maybe my mental block. She's not like some helpless person being blackmailed. She's fully doing this for other reasons. So maybe that'll get me over my mental block. Like, come on, Dia, come on, get yourself together.
Nice.
Maybe 15.
15 just misses.
Dang it.
It just misses. Yeah.
Guess not.
You know what? Nehru isn't here. So she's unable to use her D6. So I'm going to let Nehru bequeath that onto you.
I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's +4.
Okay, that hits. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then it's a D10
Ooh, nice.
for 5
Okay. 5.
lightning damage.
Oh, nice. All right. What do you want that to look like as it strikes her?
Yeah, I think I'm just, as she turns into this jellyfish creature and is like swiping her swords out at people, telling us that like we are Legion. I'm just screaming no as I reach out my hand, and it just all 5 like in between it, the web of lightning just crackles and shoots out violently toward her.
You see the build up, and then in a second, half a second, it just connects with lightning, boom, charging the air around all of you, and zapping through her and dancing around her outer form along the tentacles and stuff too. Nice. Yeah, looking pretty hurt. Anything else for Thea?
No, unfortunately, I have a certain amount of spells that do specific things, and they are not helpful right now.
Nice. All right.
Sorcerer.
Nice. All right. Our balloons are gonna do their quick attacks. One for Nehru. That's misses. That one's gonna hit. That is. We just check our gross chicken balloons super quick. They have a. Okay, that's only 2 points of damage to Nehru, who still is now not looking that great because, you know, levels in HP. That balloon, one goes for Tuna. That misses. And that's a natural 1. So, hey, it's the natural 1 for the baddies. This one's going to try and get Gregory. That's a 7. That misses. That's a natural 20 on Gregory. Oh, no. Okay. I have 8 points of slashing damage to sweet Gregory.
That's 1 hit point left.
Oh no! Gregory's still like for this other balloon, his little cute gargoyle just across the back. The balloon spins and digs its claws in. Oh. Okay. Faete defeated that one, and then there's just one more attacking Ladrin. The natural 20 on Ladrin. I'm so sorry. Sorry, Ladrin. Oh. Okay. I decided to roll twice instead of doubling because the first one was a 6. 7. It was a 1 on the other one. So 7 points of slashing damage to Ladrin. Oh. Okay, that's all the balloons. We are on Ladrin's turn. Marguerite, angry, hurt. And
Like super hurt.
He's pretty hurt.
All right, I'm going to take everything I have and aim it at her. Yeah, Marguerite.
Hey.
So I will bonus action Gregory to switch gears and throw everything at Marguerite just to see. God, I have one. No, I need to save. Okay. I need more spell slots, man. Okay, I'm gonna do produce flame again at Marguerite.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have anything like bless or anything left? Probably
Bless
not.
is gone, unfortunately.
Okay. It's a 13.
Oh, that misses. Oh. Lights up the steps behind you, behind her.
Cool.
So,
Cool. Well then, Gregory's gonna try his hardest.
okay, got this, Gregory.
No, he does not.
Oh no!
He's too hurt. Well, that sucks.
He tries to swing, but his shoulders slashed. Oh, no. Okay. All right. Any movement or anything for your turn? Well, you got a balloon
No,
next.
I don't want to provoke
Okay.
an opportunity attack, so I'm good.
Okay. All right. She's pretty hurt. She wants this, and she wants to get out. So she is going to. Whip the tentacles. And gosh, 4 of you are in 5 feet. Okay. All right. All right. Faete, does a 14 hit?
My armor class is 14. What does that mean?
That means it hits, unfortunately. I said meet or beat.
That's
The hit.
dumb.
Sorry. Gregory, does a 14 hit?
Yes.
Okay. The 14 hit Tuna. It does not. And a 14 does hit Nehru. So, all right, that is +2. 4 points of piercing damage as there's little barbs on these tentacles. They hit everyone but Tuna. Gregory, Faete, and Nehru take 4 points of damage. Neru is not down, but looking so wobbly right now. So wobbly. Holy shit. Okay. Tuna's fine. Fiora, you got hit, and Gregory. Oh wait, Gregory falls unconscious then, right?
I think he
He
poofs.
disappears.
That pisses Ladron off so bad.
Oh, he's got a little sad, pained expression as he bamps into.
Stop it.
Oh, like mommy, why? Help. Okay. So I need Fiora and Neru to make a Constitution saving throw after taking that attack.
Well,
Okay. You feel like it's burning a little bit too much, and you quickly sort of like wipe away what you can. There's a little bit of residue. Pretend you have some quick base to neutralize that. Nehru. Here, I'm just gonna, I don't know what here for. What did I say? Was it Constitution? Yeah. All right, con save. A 7. That's 2. Okay. Okay. Well, let's see. It could roll. Nehru does not have a quick access to base to neutralize this acid, and the searing pain of the acid reduces her to 0, and she falls unconscious.
Oh, rude.
Oh no. Okay, that's all that Marguerite can do this turn. She's sort of speaking through, like, parts of her cheek have been blown open now when those pockets of ooze burst. And she's, you. Why do you persist? Don't you know what you're up against? Leave this be. Leave this place. We will all fall like her. That ends her turn. And that brings us to Nero. Man, I strongly dislike making death saving throws for folks that aren't here, but here we go. It's a 9.
Ooh, make it at 20.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Alright.
It's okay.
1 fail.
It'll be good. It'll be good. It'll be good.
All right, back to Tuna. Tuna's going to kick some ass here. That is a definite hit. And Tuna, what is your damage? I should be rolling it in here. That still, it's 4 points of damage. Tuna's just enraged, like everyone probably, and starts just absolutely unleashing on this person as best they can. I think actually, you know what? It's a light weapon and finesse, so they can use their second one. They just won't get to add a modifier. So she's gonna use her second dagger. Gonna pull that out and try and hit. That's a hit. There just won't be any damage modifier. She doesn't have that skill, but that's 3 points because that rolled well. Ooh, okay. Now Marguerite's looking pretty bad now. Pretty bad.
Good.
Probably fairly close to death. Tuna, just like not even any finesse or any sort of skill she's using. Any what do you call it? Whatever. Anyway, she's just kind of rage stabbing. Which brings us to Fiora with Dia on deck. Fiora, what you got?
Does Tuna have bonus actions by chance?
She used the bonus action to stab a second time.
Okay, okay. Never mind.
Mhm.
Never mind.
Thank you for checking now. Sorry, Fiora, what you got?
I'll attack. What's her name here?
Okay. Marguerite?
Yeah, I forgot.
You can stand behind her. No, you can walk around, take 10 feet of movement, and you'll have advantage.
Perfect.
You're flanking with Tuna.
Get that good stab in.
Absolutely. What does advantage do?
You get to
again?
roll it
Sorry.
twice and choose the higher number.
Okay. Okay, that was a skew. That's a 2. That was 19.
That hits, absolutely.
Okay, damage 7.
Nice. Okay, she is looking on death's door now.
I'll use my bonus to try and hit again.
Oh, again with advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe that'll help me this time. Oh, natural 20 on the second.
Yes. Sorry, that came out of me.
Yes. No, that's amazing.
Ugh.
Oh, okay. Well, so you get to choose. You either get to double the damage die. You get to roll it twice, or you can double the. Just take the number you roll and double it. You got to choose before that first roll, though. You can make this choice every time.
It's either double the one I roll or roll 2 die.
Mhm.
I'll roll 2.
This is the way.
This one is 2.
Okay.
Other one's 2. Okay.
That's okay.
All right.
That's okay.
Yeah, you know what's cool though? That's exactly the number you needed to drop her to 0 hit points.
Oh, perfect.
How would you like this to go,
Favorite.
Feyor? It's this tentacle monster all out of her back and arms and shoulders and her face all bloated. And what do you want to do? How do you want this to look?
Okay, so Feyor's already super pissed, that we had to go through all this. She was really feeling her element. She's like, oh yeah, simple warehouse job. Just go in, snatch it, no big deal. Do this for breakfast. Then we've got to go through a whole chase scene. Then we're fighting a tentacle monster. People are dropping. It's really annoying. So she's kind of jumping into action. She's sliding in behind. She's kind of slashes across with the first, and then with the second one rams it right into, I don't know, whatever looks weakest in a jellyfish.
Okay, nice.
An organ.
The first one carve down an opening the kind of jelly sack that it's turned into in the back, and the second one just right inside, like a foot inside the depths. And and the writhing slows down to twitches and wriggles as she falls dead on the floor. Marguerite Butler of Citroen previously maybe had something to do with all this. I'll give you all just a quick minute or two because I know we're running really late. So if you want to do anything or
I do want to heal Nehru so they don't have to
nice.
Keep
roll
making
another.
death saves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Are the balloons still attacking?
You're unsure yet. I'm gonna have Ladrin heal, and then I'm gonna update you on the balloons in the room because there is something changing.
Oh, but I don't know if they are it depends on what they're doing because I'm either gonna fly down and cure wounds or just bonus action healing word.
They seem to be disengaging. The room, while you're standing in place, it almost feels like the room is drawing away from you, as though in a dream where you're being pulled away from a space. It's like you're all being drawn out of whatever this realm is, with all the stairs and doors and everything else.
Okay.
Well, fuck it. I fly down really, really fast and touch the head,
Okay.
the hair, and then cure wounds. And then that is a hell yeah. That's 10 points to her, baby.
Oh, beautiful. All right, plus 10. Let's get her back up to 10 hit points. So everyone has 1 round before you're drawn out of here. This body, the dead body, seems to be staying with the room.
Okay.
So what would you? I'll go around by box. So we had Ladrin. So Feyor's next over in the box. What would you like to do, Feora? You've got 1 round, 6 seconds to loot the body, to do whatever. The body's staying here, it seems. That's Feora. What would you like to do?
Oh, sorry. I thought it was the second one. Obviously look for the crystals.
Okay. All right. You are able, if you're focusing on getting the crystals, I mean, it's a 10-pound thing of crystal. There's a bag that was hidden away that has some sort of properties to allow that to not be visible. But when you reach in, you feel the surface and you're able to draw out a chunk of looks like a little wooden log chopped from a tree, but just a portion of it broken and such. 10 pounds of this crystal. Dia, how about you?
Uh, ooh. I dropped. Sorry, I dropped for a little bit.
Oh, no worries.
Were we able to find the crystal? I didn't hear.
Yes, Feyor just collected the
Okay.
crystal.
And everyone's like up and conscious.
Yeah, Tuna's helping, Nehru up, and Ladrin, as Ladrin just healed Nehru.
Okay.
Mhm.
Then is there a sense that we are going to just get dropped off finally, or should we be heading toward the door? I don't know if I can get a sense.
Dia has probably been in like a magnificent mansion or something before where when it's time to go, it just expels you. That
Okay.
kind of energy is what you're sensing.
Okay. Then I would like to take anything. Well, actually, if this is Magnificent Mansion, nothing I take in here is going to come with me. So nope.
Well, it's not actually,
Oh,
it's just that energy.
it is that it's that energy of a dimensional space.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm gonna look for something expensive and take it.
Nice. You look around there because it's mostly just nature stuff in here. There isn't much of anything.
Okay.
I don't know if there's anything you want to try and pull. He does a sword that looks like a decent sword. Doesn't look like super finely crafted, but that it might catch some change that Marguerite was using.
Okay.
A lot of her stuff's kind of ripped and torn from the transformation though.
Yeah. Okay. Then I will. Is there anything like actually I saw her cast a spell. Is there anything like a spell focus or something on her that she was using?
Yeah, there'd be you'd have time to find. There's a crystal hanging off, like a keychain almost hanging off her hip.
I'm gonna take that.
Okay, nice. Collect that, pocket it as you're being drawn out. Ladrin, anything else? I think you were kind of healing, right? You were healing. That's what you were doing.
Yeah, just quick cure wounds and then trying to shuffle out the door.
Okay, you're all kind of walking and you get pretty close to that, through the doorway and up the stairs. But as you're like at the doorway, transitioning to the staircase, it expels you all. You all feel this. It's less of a push, more of a pull out of that space, and you all kind of tumble out together, a little bit prone and knocked down into the street. Just past the well, I guess the concentration. You were in a different kind of space, so it would have dropped anyway. But you back in the cobblestone streets, the chills back in the air, the city abuzz and a light around you. You all have just a moment or two here if you want, and we'll wrap here. But you're back in the streets of the city. Take a minute, I guess, probably to pick yourselves up.
I'm just gonna try to call Gregory again, and that's the only thing that she has left to do.
Okay.
My poor Gregory.
Turns and summons, and Gregory apparates. Oh. Because I think you could do it once, more than once a day, right? It's like twice, whatever it is. We'll just.
No, I can't.
You poor Ladrin is just sitting there trying and Gregory casting the spell, Gregory and casting the spell. For Feyor, do you show everyone the crystal and such, or do you let them know you have it?
I just kind of pat Ladrin on the shoulder, like after she tries to summon Gregory to no avail.
Let's head back to my store. We can get some tea, calm down, and we're off the street.
Okay.
Nehru, nods in agreement. Tuna, who's also pretty beat up, All right, and you begin. Thankfully, that's only 4 or 5 blocks away. You begin trekking through the streets. You're going through some relatively crowded areas. You're not going to pass that large structure to be revealed, but you will be just a couple of blocks away from that as you navigate. You're most of the way back to your store when a loud, resounding boom from the sky stuns the city. So loud and thunderous in the clear night sky that buildings quake. Glass in windows rattles, many of them breaking. Tree branches fall, and even some stones are seen felt tumbling down from Orange Crest to the plain. This boom still reverberating in the city, even though there's nothing in the sky above but stars and nebulae and distant galaxies. The rings of the planet. This planet has a beautiful ring system, all dimly glinting in the sun's rays from the other side of the planet. But a moment later, the rings light up 8 times their brightness, seemingly under their own power, in a wave from the closest to the planet outward. The booming is still resounding and building until it reaches its peak. The pressure in your ears intense, a panic setting in the city, and then silence. Both the booming and the panic of the city fall still. Each person collectively and instinctually remaining silent so as not to miss any detail or warning of whatever may come next. But no such thing comes next. And eventually, murmurs begin to fill the streets again. And a loud clock rings midnight throughout the city. The clock tower revealed just shortly before from Eldervere's Masterworks as part of the grand celebration now marks the exact moment 100 years after the Sundering. And that's where we'll wrap tonight's session.
Ah.
I want to add just like under Ladrin's breath, she will say, well, happy birthday to me. That's it.
Oh,
It's your
no.
birthday? Oh.
Oh, Gregory's not there and you're here. It's my birthday. Oh, all right. So I'm not going to go through the raid process tonight because I want to wrap because everyone's been very gracious. Players been gracious in staying so late. Viewers, thank you so much for hanging out with us. You're so much fun and so engaging. I love it. And players, thank you so much and thank you for staying late. You're all so amazing. What a night. It was so cool. Okay, with that, we're going to wrap up. Have a great night, everyone, and we'll catch you all again soon. Bye.
Bye.